Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. Cause they love him in London and Paris and Tokyo, America, Scotland and Canada and Mexico. They say I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry.
You know, I was going to open the show with a sheriff. I really was. I was going to open the show with a sheriff, but the sheriff isn't fucking here. Sheriff! We need you. Why is he always fucking late, this fucking guy? Never on fucking point. What's up, guys? How you doing? Sir Slender, how you doing today?
I'm doing quite all right. How is everybody else doing tonight?
What the fuck? That doesn't know they're a necromancer and thinks they're just a regular EMT. That's crazy. That is the insane.
Brandon is going to be completely enamored by the memes in the Sir Slender background.
Bro, there goes that. Okay, it is a dog, but it looked like a fucking tarantula with a fucking wig on it.
San Maga with the super Trump
I was
and
grabbing a little beer
pen.
to get this show going.
Is it a real American beer, brother?
Not yet. I can't find those. Those are actually been sold out. Whether they're good or bad, I don't know, but they've been sold out.
We're probably just fucking not drinking them shits.
I don't know
They're
what to tell
buying
you.
them and fucking tossing
For
them
the
out.
Super Bowl, I can guarantee you I will have some real American.
Or just collecting them.
Real American
It's coming.
beer.
It's coming. Real American beer is coming.
Yes. So, guys, we have only two topics today because these two topics are completely
We got Trump. That's what we got.
Yep. So we have executive orders to go through, pardons to go through, and there's so fucking many of them. Okay, so I'm not gonna waste too much time.
1,500.
For
More than 1,500, actually, isn't it?
dude, there's a lot.
It was 1,500 just in the January 6th incident that he pardoned.
Yeah. So, we're gonna basically do this like we do the other games around the league segment in our football podcast. So I'm going to just start going through these, right? And then when you all want to talk about one, someone stop me.
Presidential event. Event.
So this is going to be a lot. So I figured this is going to be the best way to do it. Just roll through. So here we are. Trump's executive orders. An insane amount of them. The first one that I saw was flying the flag of the United States at full staff on Inauguration Day. That one's kind of like whatever.
Yeah, I got erect on that one. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
This is going to be a long first one because we're going over the things that he's smashing. So here's the initial recessions of harmful executive orders. Basically, this is the fuck Biden order. So before I go through 76 of these, I just want to say that going through these and writing these down, I had noticed that I think I know how this went down. Basically, I think took the chair. He said, "Hey, all of Biden's executive orders."
He said, "Show me everything he did."
Not even show me. I don't think he read not one guy.
Write it all down.
Just
and do the opposite of
all of them.
he did.
Take all of those, find the biggest paper shredder, and run them through. I don't care about it. All of them, fuck them all. Do you even want to read them? Fuck no. I'm pretty sure these are all of his orders.
Well, I feel like the way he campaigned and the way he was, even giving up power to Biden. I just feel like there was no other choice for him but to do what he's doing because of how outspoken against Biden he was. You couldn't just come in office and then be like, oh no, yeah, some of these things that he did is actually cool. No, you were very outspoken against him, and it's almost went out of your way in some moments to be like,
Undo
nah,
them
that
all.
motherfucker
They
is
are
Sleepy
terrible
Joe. Like,
policies. Undo them all. Send them to the shredder. We don't
He's
need
gotta
those
do
here.
it.
They're starting over. We are saving America.
he's got to do it to
No.
prove a point. He's like,
All of these policies that I'm about to list
Sleepy
are
Joe.
Biden policies that are being thrown out.
He's probably saying, listen, Biden didn't read any of these. He just he's an old man. They put a piece of paper in front of him and he signed it.
So
Exactly what happened.
these are all of the things that I'm about to list right now. These are all old Biden executive orders that he's throwing out. Advancing racial equality and support for undeserved communities through the federal government. Gone.
Trash.
Ensuring a lawful and accurate enumeration and apportionment. I don't even know what the fuck.
Trash.
Oh, apportionment pursuant of the decimal census. That I don't even know what the fuck that was for, but gone. Organizing and mobilizing the United States government to provide a unified and effective response to combat COVID-19 and to provide the United States leaderships on global and health security. Gone. By the way, a lot of these are going to have a lot to do with COVID. Preventing and combating discrimination on the basis of gender identity or sexual orientation. That's gone.
Well, can we just say that is kind of crazy, no?
I mean, it depends on how you interpret that. Like, the way he views those things, he views them as like racist or discriminatory.
But that's saying what job is he saying it is okay? So he's saying a certain government job now it's okay to racially, gender, and all those other things. It's okay.
We are working now on a merit-based system. America will be merit-based.
Basically,
no longer
like
be racist and give priorities to those that do not deserve it.
Basically,
I feel like you said, some of them, it's not even like they're the worst things. They could go both ways. It's not like.
Yes, but
it's not like that was really affecting anybody. That's just there to protect people from being discriminated against.
Yeah, but here's going to be Trump's intention, and it's going to come in the later executive orders. He just does not want that to be okay. He doesn't want it to be considered. He doesn't want male or female, black, white, Hispanic, Native American, gay, straight, bisexual, asexual, dick, no dick. He doesn't want these things to matter, is how it's written in future orders that I'm about to read. But that's basically the verbiage of it. But this is shit that he's taken down. So this is still Biden shit. So he's taken down ethics commitments by executive branch personnel. He's taken down protecting public health and environment and restoring science to tackle the climate crisis. Revocation of certain executive orders concerning federal regulation. I'm happy about that. Fuck it. Fuck that. No regulation for small businesses, please. Thank you. Revision of civil immigration enforcement policies and priorities, ensuring an equitable pandemic response and recovery, establishing the COVID-19 pandemic testing board, and ensuring a sustainable public health workforce for the COVID-19 and other biological threats. See, all these are going to have COVID-19 in it. Approving and expanding.
So he signed one to enact it or to?
No, these are Biden's. Yeah, these are Biden's things that he's undoing. He undid improving and expanding access to care and treatments for COVID-19, protecting health worker health and safety, uh, supporting the reopening and continuing operation of schools and early childhood education providers, economic relief related to the COVID-19 pandemic. That whole block from like 10 to 14, these are all COVID-19 things. So he's basically getting rid of fucking useless orders too, because he seems getting even relevant anymore. Protecting the federal workforce, enabling all qualified Americans to serve their country in uniform. What's that one about? Was that like the oh my god, it's on the tip of my tongue. That was the one about like volunteer. Fuck me, bro. I remember talking about this so long ago, and now I'm drawing I'm having a brain fart on it.
Having a Joe Biden moment.
It was about like fucking the transgenders and the gay people and fucking military. This has something to do with that. I forget how they worded it in the Biden one, and I can't figure it out now. But it was basically protecting their rights to serve in uniform or whatever. So he threw that out. No gays in the army. Reforming our incarceration system to eliminate the use of privately operated criminal detention facilities. President's Council of Advisors on Science and Technology. Okay, he threw those guys out. Tackling the climate crisis at home and abroad. Strengthening Medicaid and the Affordable Health Care Act. Yeah, of course he was going to get rid of that. Creating a comprehensive regional framework to access the causes of migration, to manage migration throughout the North and Central America, to provide safe and orderly processing of asylum seekers and the United States border. Why was that a thing? Oh, never mind. I read that wrong. Comprehensive regional. Okay, yeah, Biden. Establishing of interagency task force on reunification of families, restoring faith in our legal immigration systems and strengthening integration and inclusion efforts for new Americans. There's going to be like 5 or 6 of these immigration ones. He basically knocked out all of his immigration policies, all of his DEI policies, all of his transgender protections. I'm trying to see if there's any other ones that are fucking interesting, because I'm not going to go through 78 of these. Providing an order of succession with them. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so basically, in a nutshell, he threw away all of his fucking immigration shit. He threw away all of his DEI shit. He threw away all of the equality shit. And he threw away all the COVID-19 shit. So all of the fucking useless Biden orders, basically.
COVID-19, I understand 100%. It's like it's 2025. I understand.
It's over.
It's done with. Let's stop. Yeah.
We got new viruses in town. They're just as annoying, but they're not COVID.
And he got rid of some Biden officials in these.
And the 2-gender thing, I agree with that as well. I mean, that might trigger some people, but because scientifically, that's the way I see it.
So
Yeah,
here's
people.
Here's going forward. Okay, so those were all the Biden things that he threw out. So we're going back to executive orders that he did now. So.
Oh, okay. So you didn't even get to that yet. So sorry.
No, dude, all of that was the first, like, just throwing out Biden shit. Like, he did a lot of work throwing Biden shit out.
Which in hindsight is not necessarily bad, because he could just be clearing the table, just set orders of his own on said matters.
That's what a lot of
things
these
of them.
Because a lot of
and the COVID stuff, 100% understand. A lot of that stuff we don't need it anymore.
Yeah, a lot of these things are going to end up getting addressed in his in the orders that I'm about to go through. So the first one is ending the weaponization of the federal government. I like this order. So this one, I'm just going to read the whole order because the way he wrote it is pretty vicious. It's funny. The American people have witnessed the previous administration engage in a systematic campaign against its perceived political opponents, weaponizing the legal force of numerous federal law enforcement agencies and the intelligence committee or community against those perceived political opponents in the form of investigations, prosecutions, civil enforcement actions, and other related actions. These actions appear oriented more towards inflicting political pain than towards pursuing actual justice or legitimate governmental objectives. Many of these activities appear to be inconsistent with the Constitution and or the laws of the United States, including those activities directed at parents protesting at school board meetings. Americans who spoke out against this previous administration's actions and other Americans who were simply exercising constitutionally protected rights. The prior administration and allies throughout the country engaged in an unprecedented third world weaponization of prosecutorial power to upend the democratic process. It targeted individuals who voiced opposition to the prior administration's policies with the numerous federal investigations and politically motivated funding revocations, which costed Americans access to its services. The Department of Justice even jailed an individual for posting a political meme. Like, dude, the way he wrote, the way he adds shit into these is fucked. Because I've read Biden orders too. They're not written like this, which is fucking hilarious to me. While the Department of Justice has ruthlessly prosecuted more than 1,500 individuals associated with January 6th, and simultaneously dropped nearly all cases against BLM rioters. Therefore,
this rally speech in a fucking executive order.
Dude, it's I can't believe he's the president. He's allowed to just fit this shit in. Therefore, this order sets forth a process to ensure accountability for the administration's weaponization of the federal government against the American people. It is the policy of the United States to identify and take appropriate action to correct past misconduct by the federal government related to the weaponization of law enforcement and the weaponization of intelligence community. Ending the weapon. Go ahead.
This is U.S. history, baby.
Ending the weaponization of the federal government, the Attorney General, in consultation with the heads of all departments and agencies of the United States, shall take appropriate action to review the activities of all departments and agencies exercising civil or criminal enforcement authority of the United States, including but not limited to Department of Justice, the Securities and Exchange Commission, and the Federal Trade Commission over the last 4 years, and identify any instances department or agency's conduct appears to have been contrary to the purposes and policies of this order, and prepare a report to be submitted to the president through the deputy chief of staff for policy and the council to the president, which recommends for appropriate remedial actions to be taken to fulfill the purposes and policies of this order. The Director of National Intelligence, in consultation with the heads of the appropriate departments and agencies within the intelligence community, shall take all appropriate action to review the activities of the intelligence community over the last 4 years and identify any instances where IC's conduct appears to have been contrary to purposes and policies of this order. So basically, in this one, he's going to go through the last 4 years of the intelligence community and I guess find out I guess he's throwing them all out when he finds out what they're up to, because they were probably up to bullshit. I wonder what he wants to look for in this and how he holds them account. Where do we go? Like when he finds out all the fucking bullshit that's happened in the last 4 years, and especially the fucking the what do you call it? The Department of Justice. Does he get to like fire like everybody there?
I
Is
hope
that
so.
like a thing? Is that
Yes,
like a
it's
thing?
the fire, send them to jail.
Is that another thing he's possible?
Incarceration.
It's like such human nature. Like when you go to like, it's like when you go to a job, like when you get a new job and you're in there, blah blah blah, and like someone starts talking about like the person that was there before you and shit, and you're so curious. You're like, okay, so well, yeah, well, what do they do in this situation? Like what do they do here? And you just want to know all of the secrets and shit. Like, okay, what did they do to get fired or blah blah blah? You know, like what do they do? I imagine like that's what
Or
Trump
maybe
is like
they
right now.
maybe he's
He's
just
like-
gonna
He's like,
He's just
what the
gonna make
fuck
it
did this
public.
guy do the last 4 years? I want to know everything. I mean, curiosity would kill a cat. I would want to know too. Like,
There's another there's one
like if
for-
somebody in the White House caught this motherfucker with his like pants down to his fucking knees and he was like incoherent and like half dead, I'd want to know.
How many
And
I
they
wanna
paid
know
him
how-
off like fucking. They paid him like $10 million.
I would like to
Just
know
shut
how
up.
far,
I
far
don't
back
know.
he can get information
Like,
on.
oh,
because
that's
I'm
really
it's been going on for a
interesting.
while.
How many
He's
times
got-
did Biden fall asleep on the toilet? I need to know.
No, not even that, bro. I'd rather. What I want to know is what they were doing during 2020 to 2024. That's like, and even a little bit. If he could go even before then into the BLM era, I would love that. Because there's a bunch of there. First off, I would like to know how they get to the decisions of like a lot of the cop cases too. Anyway, hold on. There's a in order to return to in person, basically he's gonna have all the executive branch workers come back into work. They can't work from home no more. No more remote work for those people. He's got
It's a little fucked up. As someone who works from home once a week, you know, I kind of get it, but I think also like they work from home 5 days a week. That's fucking nuts. Like they definitely scratching their balls.
they're putting in like 5-10 hours of work and getting paid for 30, bro.
100%.
That's what I think. I seen something that said that. That's definitely what some of them have done.
Like
Like,
I
they haven't seen the inside of their offices in 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, that's insane. That is crazy. But you know what else is insane? That the fucking Congress people have like like literally a full bar they can get drunk on like at the Capitol or whatever. That was I didn't know about that one. Life's good.
Well,
Life's good at the feds.
the thing I've always not understood is like people don't like
Imagine how drunk
people
these
don't look
people
at
are.
Congress. People don't look at Congress and be like, this needs to change. Like certain things in Congress needs to change.
It's just a frat house. It's actually kind of crazy. I'm kind of jealous.
Oh, I'm fucking highly jealous.
I'm super like I've always been like I
You know
missed
what?
out
It
on
is
college
exactly like a frat. That's like
Yeah,
that's
it is.
like
It's
e life.
It's
Like
the old
you don't
people
have to
village
work.
has gone wild.
You don't have to work. You get to make decisions on shit when shit like does come to your table.
You work like half the time normal people do. You have insider trading knowledge. Like it's the best gig.
He had a regulatory freeze pending review, which basically means there's going to be no new rules or regulations in the business section, at least for a little while, until he could get a review on it, a federal review on it. There's also a federal hiring freeze. I think that's so that he can go over who he already has on the staff. He's delivering emergency price relief for American families and defeating the cost of living. Interesting though here. Orders the heads of all executive departments and agencies to deliver emergency price relief consistent with applicable law to the American people and increase the prosperity of the American worker. This shall include pursuing appropriate actions to lowering the cost of housing and expanding housing supply, eliminating unnecessary administrative expenses and rent-seeking practices that increase healthcare costs, eliminating counterproductive requirements that raise the cost of home appliances, create employment opportunities for American workers, including drawing discouraged workers into the labor force, and eliminate harmful coercive climate policies that increase the cost of food and fuel. So I have a Alex, the guy in our chat, that said, "Oh, I want to know a policy that affects us right now." That's 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 the one that affects us right now. That would be the one. Feels kind of. I had somebody say it earlier. Feels kind of socialist, huh? Feels
Which one? What one did you say?
a little tad. So he's got one here. In the delivering emergency price relief for American families defeating the cost of living. That executive order. He's going to eliminate unnecessary administrative expenses and rent-seeking practices that increase healthcare costs. He's going to lower the cost of housing and expand housing supply. Like he's forcing these things now. He's not giving them an option. You're fucking. That's it. You're capped. You're fucking. You're going to lower your prices. He's also going after food and fuel prices. And removing the climate policies of the Biden administration that drove those prices up because they decided to go with a more wind-centric form of power.
It's crazy.
Huh?
Jim Irsay's whales go crazy because of the windmills.
Yeah, I know. I saw that when I was writing down the order for the windmills. I saw. I'm like, oh, these things kill the whales, dude. What? I didn't even know that. They're fucking the whales and the dolphins up. We can't have that.
Really?
Yeah, dude, those windmills. They fuck up whales and dolphins.
They're in water windmills?
They're on the well, actually some of them I think are off the shore into the water. But a lot of them sit on the shore near the water too, but they make these noises and vibrations that disturb whales and dolphins.
Or what? Bring the whale and then it beaches itself?
That it fucks with their mating patterns. So I guess they don't want to fuck while they have a giant fucking windmill.
You don't give a fuck about those whales.
Hey man, Jim Irsay cares about them whales, bro.
I don't agree with the Alaska one.
That one's coming.
How many times? How many years ago did they tell us we had like 4 years to turn shit around, or it's gonna be like past the point of no return?
So then we're past the point of no return. Fuck it.
That's what I'm saying. But like,
We're broke, baby.
make it worse. Fuck.
Putting America first in international environment agreements. This one is pulling from the Paris Climate Agreement. Didn't he, Slender? He did this in his first term too, didn't he?
Yeah.
What was that?
Didn't he pull from the Paris Accord the first time around?
Yes.
All right, that's what I thought. So that's not even a surprise.
It's not like a horrible thing. I would favor it and in favor of creating something else and looking at something. Like I don't think that organization is 100%
Legit. He did a lot, bro. Neither do I, to be honest with you. You can't afford it anyway, so fuck it. He granted
Hey.
pardons. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the Paris Accord thing. It's honestly, in my eyes, a smart idea to not be a part of it. The whole thing is just stupid to me. And the biggest contributors of the if our CO2 emissions and everything are what's causing climate change, the biggest contributors are the ones that aren't even participating in it.
That's exactly right. China, India. Nobody talks about them.
No one, and they're not going to get them to join that agreement.
But that's what I mean
Hope
in
for that.
favor of creating something else, because like there's
Creating
only so
something
much
else.
we can do with all the other countries if
Creating
they say
something
yes.
else, but you need
Like-
to get China and India to play ball.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's but is that ever gonna happen?
China,
No.
fuck no, absolutely not.
Hell no,
China
no,
does
never.
not give a shit.
Well, I'd say China, there's more of a chance than India.
For sure. India is way long gone. They don't give two fucks.
But yeah, both
I
of
don't
them, the
think
outlook
India-
does
I
not
don't
look
think
good.
India can afford to give a fuck. That's like one of their main supplies of fucking, or their main sources, like economic revenue, dude. Is
Poop peddlers?
who? Poop peddlers?
Poop peddlers. Yeah.
Yeah.
India.
Yeah, poop peddlers.
Be careful, the Indian mob might be listening. You never know.
That's
What are you gonna
crazy.
do? Throw shit at me?
Fucking come
No,
for me. Bill.
for legal reasons, that's a joke. That's all.
Okay.
There's an Indian mob. Fuck me, man.
There's a mob in every country, bro. All right.
I imagine they fucking are like. I imagine they're like really good scammers.
This is the one that pisses off every blue-haired liberal.
Traffic was crazy. The traffic.
Granting pardons and commutation of sentences for certain offenses relating to the events at or near the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021.
That's what you said. The pardon.
This is the pardons and the commutation of sentences for the Jan 6.
So I'm gonna let everybody go ahead on their opinion first.
I don't even know where to start. Oh my god! I think it's what's good for one side's good for the other. We let the left burn cities in 2020 and 2019. We let them. They got off on that. So I mean, what's fair for one side should be fair for the other. I feel like I don't. I'm not bothered that the Jan Sixers got out of it. I'm not even bothered that the Jan Sixers did what they did. Honestly, I'm for, some good old fashioned rioting every now and again. I think it does the heart good. I think it does the country good. Every now and again, you just gotta get a little crazy, set something on fire, get your third cousin shot because she's stupid. Go home, call it a day. It's good to blow off some steam, I don't think you should spend jail for this. If we can burn down police stations, we should be able to fucking break some windows at the Capitol. That's what I think. I'm okay with the Jan Sixers getting out. Truthfully, I was okay with the BLM rioters getting off too. So, just saying, I'm all right with that. I might not be the most popular fucking opinion on rioting either. So there's that. Just saying. I'm probably not the good. I don't want to get into that. We're gonna get our fucking podcast killed on the third fucking episode if I get into that. But yeah, I'm probably not the good guy. Not the guy to hold a conversation with about rioting. Anyway, Slender, what do you think about the Jan Sixers?
Well, I'd have to see first, like, I've seen so much from the whole scenario of what happened and everything. I'd have to see who they actually killed on that day for me to care as much as other people want me to.
They killed Ashley Babbitt.
Well, that wasn't the January 6th. That was the government.
Oh yeah, true. That was government killed Ashley Babbitt.
Right.
Which
And
I love having arguments with my father about her because it's like she got shot acting like a banshee on a window. I mean, I wish I could go to the Capitol and act like a banshee on the window and not get shot. My bad. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Just I thought that was funny.
I wasn't
Well,
just
you
her that was acting like that,
Well,
and I do think it
you-
was an overreaction for the shooting, but yes.
Well, you see, let me jump off of what you just said, Monk. And this is how I feel about it. Is I feel like some people went there under the guise of I'm doing this for the cause, but they really just wanted to start some shit. They really just wanted to be some crazy motherfuckers. And I feel like, so look at it. I would have feel like instead of just letting all of them out, I know it's probably takes a lot of money and time, but like let's maybe do it case by case basis for somewhat of the part, because I feel like, I know if my fucking ass was down there and if I went to the fucking Capitol, I'm either getting motherfucking shot
But that's
or
what
I'm
they
putting
did.
it down. No one's going, and there ain't going to be no one to save me. I know I'll be in there for fucking ever. Ain't going to be no pardon coming my way.
Well,
So-
that's what they did even in this bill. It's only like
I just feel like,
on
some of them.
certain offenses. You know what I'm saying? Like
I
if they
feel
went
like it should have been case by case. If there's some people that were, weren't really doing shit and they got arrested for time and place, maybe like, resisting arrest without violence, that type of.
apparently there was a lot
No,
of those kind of
hard. Just-
arrests.
Yes.
If you try hard enough, can you get a meeting with the president?
I don't believe it's that.
Think about it. Think about it on a city and state level. The most annoying people do eventually get to talk to like the mayors and the commissioners. So like,
But they have to jump through so many hoops, I feel
You
like.
gotta have a podcast.
you gotta like you. The president gotta like you. I'm like, I feel like if
Like, yeah, you could, as a person, you could definitely send a letter to your mayor and it's more likely to be read than sending it to the president.
I'm saying, like, if you try enough, can you get a meeting with the president? You're paying his salary.
I don't see it being impossible.
It's not
But
impossible.
it would
Definitely
probably be
not.
very difficult.
You'd have to try very hard to get some
I'm
traction
telling
somewhere.
you, I got an idea.
You need contacts.
We
Yeah,
buy
for
this
sure.
podcast a bunch of bots.
When Trump coin comes out or whatever, just buy a bunch of it.
No.
Nope.
I'm telling you, we buy this podcast.
Said no,
a
did
bunch
you
of
say
bots.
no, Slender?
We just-
By the way, by the way, guys, I threw like
Said no.
$100 at the Trump meme coin, just like a
You said
parlay.
bad advice.
That shit's literally like a $100 parlay. Just hope it goes. One
Those
day.
impressionable out there, this is not financial advice. Please consult with a financial
He said
advisor
no
before taking
immediately.
any
I
risk.
do appreciate
Look,
that. I do
Look,
appreciate
instead of
that.
taking your 7-leg
Save me
parlay,
there. I don't want nobody to
in
take
the
advice.
NFC AFC weekend, throw it at Trump coin. Just do it. just throw it at Trump
I
coin.
don't want nobody
Yeah,
to
the
come back
same
and tell me
odds.
you guys said
You
to buy.
probably will lose your money, but you might also hit that 7-leg parlay. So just this weekend, instead of sports gambling, do a little political.
Might get a
gambling.
special meeting with Trump himself. Just a handshake and thank you.
No, but that's what I'm saying. We buy this podcast a bunch of fucking bots. Like we make it look like 30,000 people watch this podcast.
Don't do that.
We buy
And then
Slender's
we
sitting
go-
on all cylinders right now. He said no, and then he
And
said,
then we
"Don't do
send-
that."
No, and then we send Serge Slender on the fucking phone with that voice being like, hello, sir. I need to speak to the president. and he'll take us seriously because we have 30,000 people on our podcast.
I don't know that
If
Trump
Aiden Ross
told
can
somebody
get Donald
to-
Trump on his podcast, we
But
can
no,
get
hear me
Donald
out.
Trump.
Hear me out.
Aiden Ross
You
has
think-
actual viewers.
One kick. That doesn't matter.
What does he got that we don't got? Why don't we get
Yeah,
those?
Aiden Ross had traction.
80% of them viewers are fucking botted, and I know it. All right, listen.
We would not. Okay, so we would have to get an audience, and then we would have to basically straddle his balls and his dick for a whole year. Because that's what Aiden.
That's your
what
job, Charles. I'm not doing all that.
That's what Aiden Ross
But
did.
he did that for an interview with the president. We don't need an interview with the president. We need a meeting with the president.
No, I want an interview with the president.
Oh, you want an interview with the president? Oh, we're gonna have to straddle a lot. We're gonna straddle that whole cabinet.
A whole lot.
Oh, I want the whole fucking
For a whole year and a half, maybe even more.
What do you think it takes to get a fucking meeting with Biden? Just call him on rotary phone?
You tell him, hey, it's your son. Hey, Pops, calling you from a different number. Can we meet on?
Like all you need is a daughter.
I mean, if we're calling Biden, we just call him and be
neck.
like, Dad, I'm stuck in prison. I need you to send me money to get me out.
Fuck, dude, that's a good ransom.
I don't know. I think he's a weirdo for sniffing little girls' necks and
Also,
smelling their hairs and
More
smelling their
than little
hair.
girls, but yes.
What?
so he's got,
Oh, more
he's
than
got,
that. Sometimes he does it to women too. You're right.
so he's got
He also does it to
orders.
little boys sometimes.
Oh, true. He's just a weird. He likes to smell. He's a weirdo.
He likes to drink their blood.
He's like a little cat or dog.
He's
You
like,
know, sniff your hair.
no, you know what it is? You know what it is? What's actually happening? The conspiracy that we always see every time. Oh, they're actually like reptilian lizards.
Oh,
Like
What do you mean? They are alien reptilian lizards.
that's okay, but I'm saying it's real. It's gotta be. And
He's
that's
ducking.
Biden just sniffing. He's like, a fresh one.
Right. That's why there's a whole child trafficking trade. And that's why children and everyone go missing all the time and can't be
That would
found.
be the craziest. Listen, that would be the craziest episode of what's that fucking Black Mirror is the show?
Yeah.
That would be the craziest fucking episode. They need to do one.
This
Black
program's
Mirror's
come a long way
is
since executive
just-
orders. Love
Yeah.
It's just reptilian fucking.
it. Get a reptilian council.
Black Mirror
Alright,
is
so
just
let's-
pretentious, overhyped crap.
On the next order, we got application of Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Controlled Applications Act to TikTok. This is postponing the TikTok ban for 90 days so that he can review it and get that bitch sold to an American company. Yes, or isn't TikTok an American company? It's just ByteDance has to fucking sell off their share. I'm pretty sure
TikTok is owned by ByteDance. ByteDance is a Chinese company, but they have an American
I think
office.
I think the founder is like himself from America or something like that.
Yeah, TikTok.
But it's
Is
just
American.
the company.
TikTok itself is American because the Chinese version is Douyin.
Yeah. So what they're trying to do, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get into conversations with my MAGA dad later, but Pops told me this was the American government is gonna end up owning half of TikTok.
Bro, let me tell you, actually, I got this TikTok shit down, and it's the most Trumpism solution I've ever heard of. Like, this is one of those things that it's really so ridiculous that we're dealing with it, and he's dealing with it in the most like, God,
Trump.
yeah, it's just a Trumpism because he's like, okay, a Chinese company owns TikTok, but his argument is TikTok's worthless if America doesn't have access to it, which is kind of not true. The rest of the world can still go on TikTok, but he's like, it's America. Without America, you ain't shit. So, you know, he might not be totally wrong on that. The Chinese might not want to take that L. So he's like, it's worthless if you just let it get banned. But he's like, but if I approve it, we can own it 50-50 so we can both spy on Americans. So we'll have all the info that you guys have, and he's like, and the best part is at the end of the day, he goes, I don't know if you heard it, but it was like, they're just spying on a bunch of dumb kids anyway. What information are they gathering?
I heard something like that too.
He's
Him
like,
say something like that too.
what
I
could
was
they
like,
be
bro,
getting from young
oh
Americans?
my god! But that's like, okay, but that's their foot in
He's
the
like,
door.
That's
But
very
to
short
me, it's like
sighted.
it's like we're looking at it. Okay, let's not give our information out to other governments
let's just give
in
out
the
a
world,
little
but
bit.
let's give our information to our government instead. Let's just like give it to them.
He's like,
Let's
it's
not give it
important.
to anybody. And
And
so,
he's like, we got a lot of. He's like, our cell phones are Chinese. I mean that. And then I love the Trump business because as ridiculous as it is, then he circles back and he kind of has a point. Because like you hear that, you know, like, and we're letting China just take a little bit of information, and I'm like, wow, that's fucking ridiculous. But he's like, but everything
I
else
love
is
how
made
they
in
try
China.
to they try to downplay it.
He's like, oh, but they would spy on us.
anyways.
If China wanted to spy on us anyway, everything else is Chinese, so they could just use that. And I'm like, I guess that does make sense, but the whole situation is the most Trumpism situation ever, and he's gonna pull it off. He's gonna sell half of TikTok. The Chinese are gonna split winnings, fucking make money, and they're both gonna spy on us.
All right. So
Nobody should spy on
with that
me,
being said,
but it's only fucking inevitable.
Oh, and he got
Never gonna stop it.
TikTok after that 24-hour ban. He got TikTok to put a message on everyone's screen. I don't know.
well, yeah, so that Biden wouldn't take the fucking credit. He said, "That's the Donald J. Trump." Okay,
you can
we
access
are
TikTok.
alive.
Oh my god, dude, it's just too funny. It's
And you know what? I know for sure Trump called and made damn sure.
oh
because
damn right, he called the Chinese
Trump's-
motherfucker. He goes,
Trump's
when you
the
bring
kinda
TikTok back,
asshole.
I want you to make a message and say that it was me. I did
I
help
thought I
you.
was watching.
Without me, you guys are nothing.
I thought I was watching an episode of SmackDown. How scripted that shit was. I was
Dude,
like,
insane.
no
Trump is the
fucking
kind
way.
of asshole that'll hold up fucking stimulus checks for an entire 3 weeks
To put his
to
name
make
on it.
sure
I
to
love it.
put his name on it so that you know where that money came from. He's definitely the kind of guy that's like, hey, before
But
you bring up
this
that
is
app,
crazy because he's like the most business salesman guy of all time. Like this is literally art of the deal, like branding. He's fucking he is TikTok now. He's like, I like TikTok. When young people voted for us on TikTok.
And I'm sure, like
I
the
was
people in his
so
corner. I'm
ready.
sure the people in his corner when he makes these moves, he's like, "You see what I did? You see what I did there?" I gotta say, it's
You
nice.
know, he did a
nice
part.
move.
My favorite
ready,
part
He like
too.
builds himself up.
He took part
I'm
in
so
banning it in
ready
the
for
first
Trump
place.
talk. Yeah, and he did, didn't he?
Yeah,
so
because
we're not.
the Chinese were the original problem was the Chinese were spying on us. But after much self-reflection, he's like, you know what?
Well,
TikTok
no.
helped me.
Well,
So
here's
Well,
the
no,
thing.
wasn't the original problem a bunch of kids bought tickets to a rally and organized and bought a bunch of tickets and went to his rally and and it was on TikTok, and so he didn't like TikTok from that little sour point, wasn't it? That
Oh, so the original ban was so that it's not on any federal employees' devices.
that was the original ban. Yeah.
But a lot of people have been against it because of the fact that yes, TikTok, ByteDance has being a Chinese company, has to directly give their information to the
information
CCP.
to the Chinese government. now.
However, if they do come up with a good deal with American control, then that can be, of course, where they don't have to do that.
Negated,
Even
yeah,
if
they don't
the
have-
Chinese company still owns partial ownership.
Yeah. Because then Trump will tell Jinping or whatever his name is.
They'll just tell them to go fuck themselves.
Yeah, like,
they'll
hey.
say, "This is our company. Go fuck yourself."
I'm
we
gonna
can
raise
say
the
him-
tariff if you
We
do
can
not.
call
Oh
him
my
the
god, that's how he's
proper
gonna
name
do
here.
it. He's
We're
gonna
not censoring him. We can call him Winnie the Pooh.
He's
With
gonna
the winner,
He's gonna trade
They'll
tariffs.
FaceTime
to
him as
TikTok.
Winnie the Pooh.
That's the trade, guys. We figured out the $1 billion trade. It's tariffs for TikTok.
Tariff talk.
Yep.
I'm honestly waiting for Trump to just rebrand it. It's gonna be
Christopher
Trump
Robin
talk.
says, "Fuck you, Ying
Trump
Kang."
talk.
Trump talk. I'm telling you. Or take Trump.
I can't wait for that next pop up on TikTok after the deal's made.
So
Thanks to Donald Trump,
So
we
currently-
have now permanent access. He has saved TikTok.
I have a funny story to tell y'all. I was sitting in my I work at the vape shop that we own.
Yep.
So I'm sitting in the lobby dealing with a customer who has his kid with her, or has her kid with her. It was a mother. And it was Trump's inauguration on the TV. And this was the part where Carrie Underwood was singing the national anthem, or the what America the Beautiful, or whatever she was singing. So she's looking up, and she goes, like, the mother goes, I can't believe Carrie's singing for him. And the kid's like, what is this? It's like, this is the Trump inauguration. Biden's out today. And the kid goes, I almost fell out of my chair. The kid goes, oh, that's why we got TikTok back. Oh my God! It worked! It fucking worked! It was a fucking psyop to make the youth MAGA!
He got 5-year-olds turning red.
You know, I think what also helps with that is people were trying to move to that Red Note app, and they discovered how truly based the Chinese citizenry are.
They got a real dose of China.
y'all don't want a real dose of China. You don't want it.
You know what happens to you kids in China? They're slaves.
You know what happens
They
when
are-
your family has
They-
one too
no,
fucking
you know what
many?
happens? You know what happens to kids in China? They make your fucking Nikes.
Shit.
They make your fucking Nikes. That's
Go
what
look
happens
in your
to
car. See your
Among
Nike
other
shit?
things, they also make your iPhones.
Yeah, you see your phone on your desk right there?
And your PCs.
See this chair?
No, they don't make the PCs themselves.
Well, they
Remember, you
Taiwan.
put the components together. They make the components for the
No,
Yes, they
PCs.
do.
yeah.
That's true. That's a good point. The components are made,
the
not the
component.
PC.
All right. Withdrawing the United States from the World Health Organization.
Hell yeah.
This
I
is
see nothing
another.
wrong with that.
It was another one of those Paris
fucking global
situations.
fucking
It was just another.
That's not what it was about.
It was a good idea at its inception for the organization, but it's definitely gone awry.
This was about COVID.
Well, yeah, this was bureaucracy and they're lying and they're fucking bullshit. Like, fuck them. It's just money laundering. It's all just money laundering.
But they've been going shady over the years anyway, so it's about time.
Yeah, like, fuck them.
The World Health Organization and the CDC were the ones that were like driving the policies and the mask mandates and all that other shit. The information that we were fed about COVID came from WHO and CDC. And WHO is greatly debated on a lot of the shit that they told us back then. So America's just pulling. Trump never liked WHO to begin with. So restoring accountability policy influencing positions within the federal workforce. Employees in or applicants for scheduled policy career positions are not required to personally or politically support the current president or the policies of the current administration. They are required to faithfully implement administration policies to the best of their ability, consistent with their constitutional oath and the vesting of executive authority solely in the president. Failure to do so is grounds for dismissal. Basically, you don't gotta like me, but you gotta do what I say, or you're fucking fired.
Gotta do your job. That's it. You gotta do your job. You gotta like me, but you gotta do your job. That's it. I respect that.
Holding former government officials accountable for election interference and improper disclosure of sensitive government and governmental
Oh,
information.
he's
I
gonna
feel like.
fuck some people up with that one.
Yeah, if you don't want to do your job, then leave. That's it. Yeah, I like
I
it.
feel
And if you don't want to do
this
your job, go.
this I've got to. I'm going to go in a little bit. So I'm gonna pull this one up because this one was complicated. So, Slender, you're gonna help me parse it to make it stupid. Um, in the closing weeks of the 2020 presidential campaign, at least 51 former intelligence officials coordinated with the Biden campaign to issue a letter discrediting the reporting that President Joe Biden's son had abandoned his laptop at a computer repair business. Signatories of the letter falsely suggested that the news story was part of a Russian disinformation campaign. Before being issued, the letter was sent to the CIA Pre-Publication Classification Review Board, the body typically assigned to formally evaluate the sensitive nature of documents prior to publication. Senior CIA officials were made aware of the contents of the letter, and multiple signatories held clearances at the time and maintained ongoing contractual relationships with the CIA. Federal policymakers must be able to rely on analysis conducted by intelligence community and be confident that it is accurate, crafted with professionalism, and free from politically motivated engineering to affect political outcomes in the United States. The signatories willfully weaponized the gravitas of the intelligence community to manipulate the political process and undermine our democratic institutions. This fabrication of the imprimatur of the intelligence community to suppress information essential to the American people during a presidential election is an egregious breach of the trust reminiscent of the third world country. And now the faith of Americans
Oh, he wrote this one.
and all other patriotic intelligence professionals who are sworn to protect the nation has been imperiled. Yeah, he wrote this one pretty.
He added the
AI
flavor
wrote
text.
this
Write
for
that
him.
in. Write that in. Third world country.
AI
Which one
wrote
was
this for
this?
him. AI wrote this
He's
for
that
him.
Grok
100%.
writing it.
This
AI wrote this for him.
this one is holding former government officials accountable for election interference and an improper disclosure of sensitive government information.
Oh, is this one of the ones you asked me about earlier?
No, this is one of the ones I forgot to. Here, I'm going to link it to you while I'm going through
Oh,
it.
I found it. Let me take a look here.
All right, let me get
Is
to
it
the rest
just
of it.
referring to
This one actually does kind of read like it.
National security is
what did you mean to say, Slender? It does kind of read like what?
It kind of did at first, but it kind of read a little bit like AI at first.
Yeah. National security is also damaged by the publication of classified information. Former National Security Advisor John Bolton published a memoir for monetary gain after he was terminated from his White House position in 2019. The book was rife with sensitive information drawn from his time in the government. The memoir's reckless treatment of sensitive information undermined the ability of future presidents to request and obtain candid advice on matters of national security from their staff. Publication also created a grave risk that classified material was publicly exposed. To remedy these abuses of the public trust, this order directs the revocation of any active or current security clearances held by the former intelligence officials who engaged in misleading and inappropriate political coordination with the 2020 presidential campaign of Joe Biden and John R. Bolton. He's taken away his clearances too. It is the policy of the United States to ensure that the intelligence community not be engaged in partisan politics or otherwise used by a U.S. political campaign for electioneering purposes. The term intelligence community has the meaning given. Oh, okay. That's all. This is all technical jargon here.
Okay, so yeah, that that previous one, the holding former government officials accountable is literally only about. I don't know why they wrote so much, but
This is the
it's
Hunter
literally
laptop story.
right. It's literally only about the Hunter laptop. It's revoking the security of these people and Bolton, and it's just establishing a policy here to prevent misuse in elections and protect information.
He took away the clearances of 50 fucking people.
51, yep. And John Bolton. Wait, no, it says 50 here.
Yeah, so that's what I'm reading. 50.
Oh, two are
Two
deceased.
people are dead. That's why. Okay. All right.
It was supposed to be 52, including John Bolton, but 2 of them died.
So this is answering Hunter's laptop story and throwing out the people involved in it. Okay.
Yep. A lot of
I like how
extra stuff in there, I guess, is mostly for the policy stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, I that's all just technical jargon. That's what I call it. Declaring a national security at the southern border of the United States. Everybody's happy. Everybody's happy with this one. Deploys resources and personnel to the United States-Mexico border. Memorandum to resolve the backlog of security clearances for executive offices of the presidential personnel. This is the one I had you help me with. Because of this backlog in the bureaucratic processes and broken security clearance processes, individuals who have not timely received the appropriate clearances are ineligible for access to the White House complex, infrastructure, and technology, and are therefore unable to perform their duties for which they are hired. This is to prioritize those clearances. So basically, this is getting his people cleared quicker, fast laning his people, because they get held up. And they can get held up for like a year at a time. So this is just him making sure that he doesn't get, or that he gets his people in quick, because he wants to make sure he gets shit done. This is how that one was described to be by my MAGA father. America First trade policies addresses unfair and unbalanced trade, also to investigate the feasibility of an external revenue service to collect tariffs, duties, and other foreign trade related revenues. External revenue service. How the fuck? So basically an IRS for
It's supposed to collect tariffs and stuff like that and use it for some of the stuff that they use our taxes for, I guess. Is what my impression on that.
Hey, any other smart people want to weigh in on this one? No?
I haven't read that one, so let me take a look over that.
American First trade policy. I'll get to you. I'll get it to you.
Because he wants to try to do away with the IRS, I believe. Or at least how a good amount of how they tax us.
I'm reading it too, so I'm trying to figure this. This is why I like this show, because we don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
I'm sure Slender will know.
Well, we figure it out together. That's the whole point. We figure it out together and go from there. This is so much. This is a fucking huge one. Jesus, good Christ.
External revenue.
I want to know. Yeah, I want to know what it goes to. Like, I get what it's for. The ER. I get what he would.
That's his intentions. Is what I seen somewhere. Is that's his intentions is to kind of use it for
Building the border wall. That would be funny.
I wouldn't put it past them.
What are the important executive orders here? Like renaming the Gulf of Mexico to the
Ah,
Gulf.
listen,
Those are important orders. Those are life-changing orders.
Those are towards the fucking end because that's the MAGA Republican
Would you say,
fodder
Thunder?
conversation.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just reading over the thing. From what I can see here, this policy is. It looks like it's overall focused on trying to boost our economy through the trade. So it looks like it's going to investigate the actual trade deficits and tariffs. Says here the External Revenue Service is going to be made for better tariff management. I guess what it seems like they're going to do is review and combat unfair trade practices, including revising trade deals. I'm guessing part of their duties here, from what I'm reading, is they're going to scrutinize China's trade compliance, IP rights, unfair practices.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. They're looking hardcore into China in this one.
And they're also talking about reviewing different like industrial bases, like exports and drug flow through trade policies.
There's Mexico in here too.
Yeah, I also saw them talking of like fentanyl and stuff. So it's not. It doesn't seem like the most. I get. All right, so the details of it, like they would plan on looking at adjustments regarding steel and aluminum imports.
Balancing bullshit. Balancing the trade. That's what I'm seeing. Balancing the trade.
Subsidies, migration and drug flows from specific countries. A lot of it is
working out how we're trading with other people.
Yeah, it's just not like the nitty gritty details of it. It's just like an overall idea of it, basically.
That's very broad.
Right.
Clarifying the military's role in protecting territorial integrity of the United States. That's putting the military at the borders.
Mm-hmm.
Unleashing American energy. This is the end of the EV mandate, end of the Green New Deal. Revocation of many Biden mandates pertaining to environmental safety. The drill baby drill bill.
Baby drill. Damn.
Realigning the U.S. refugee admissions program. The United States will admit only those refugees who can fully and appropriately assimilate into the United States, and to ensure that the U.S. preserves taxpayer resources for its citizens. Everybody's happy about that.
Everyone should be.
Here's the first. First quote unquote important one. I don't say it's quote unquote important for a reason. This is the one that everybody's talking about on the news. I have my opinions on this. Protecting the meaning and value of American citizenships. This is challenges to the interpretation of the 14th Amendment. This is trying to cease birthright citizenships. This has already been shot at in court. I don't think it even passed. I don't think this got to be enacted.
Past ones or future ones?
I'm gonna go ahead and assume it was like future ones. I have a suspicion about this particular order. I don't think this order was ever serious. I don't think this was ever meant to be like I don't think he put this in here thinking that it was going to go anywhere. I think he put this in here because he knew that everybody was going to hyperfixate on this and not read the 100,000 other things that he's doing. I think this is the troll bill.
Which one are we on? Sorry.
The troll order. This is we're on the 14th Amendment one, the birthright citizenship.
Oh.
The one that the news is all fixated over.
I mean, but
Well, what are they saying on the news
it
exactly?
Specifically removes the birthright citizenship from people, from illegals, like, which kind of makes sense. I get now we got to do a lot of constitutional review to see
like,
is that amendment absolute or not.
But like, okay, so if they're not born here, where the fuck are they born? They're
what do you mean? They're still they could still be born here, but they won't get free citizenship.
Being born, basically, birthright citizenship is if two immigrants are in America and they have their kid in America, the kid is American.
Does it have to solely be just two immigrants? What if it's an immigrant and then a citizen, or does that not count because that person?
If it's an immigrant and a citizen, that means they would be a citizen.
Okay, so they automatically get that from just the other parent.
The way, the way the law is now is like if you're born in America.
I'm just trying to understand moving forward if that passed.
If your human body is born in America, regardless of who birthed you, you're a U.S. citizen. That is the way it is now. It's the way it's basically always been. He wants to change it to if you're being birthed by an illegal, then you don't get the citizenship because you're just illegal extension.
So if you want to know the specifics of what it's going to be trying to reinterpret. So if the mother was here illegally, right? But the father isn't a U.S. citizen or permanent resident, the baby will not be granted citizenship. If the mother was here temporarily, like a visa, and the father isn't a U.S. citizen or permanent resident, the baby will not be granted citizenship. Outside of that, the baby will still be granted citizenship. And this also, from what I'm reading here, only applies to births 30 days post-order. So it's not going to affect anyone that's already a lawful permanent resident.
I don't really see too much of an issue with it.
But I'm pretty sure it got shot down in court today.
Yeah.
It probably did because the way it's worded and everything would be very controversial. So,
however,
that's why I was asking, because I didn't understand if like it was trying to take away. Because I understand, like, what if like the two people aren't married? Some ladies here illegally. It was not the relationship type of thing. Like, let's say, for situational sake, it was like maybe like the dude saw a girl for a week and she's illegal, and then she has a baby. Does it automatically, because it has the genetics of a citizen, does it get that birthright, or in that law?
So in that situation, if the father is, taking the responsibility of being the father and everything legally, then yes.
But
he could not take responsibility and then just be like, peace. Goodbye.
All right, so this is not going to work.
Yes,
this is not going to work for Trump. This is not the Constitution. I'm reading it, Section 1, Amendment 14, Section 1. It opens in an absolute statement. Right. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state where they resided. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny any person within its jurisdiction of equal protection laws. So, like, Section 1 already says they ain't
the only way that they could have done something like this is to actually get a vote to change the amendment, which
is
Good luck
not
with that, because if they actually have a vote to change the amendment, go off, everyone all over is just going to try and put everything they can in there.
We will open the floodgates to changing the
Oh
U.S.
my God.
Constitution.
Don't get me started,
We
bro.
have
People
a
are gonna
whole-
people are going to say the craziest things.
Well,
Put this on there.
let's have our first segment of.
I'm telling you, people would say, "Take women's rights back for vote."
Let's have our first segment
You're
of
gonna repeal the
conversations with my
abolishment of
MAGA
slavery.
father, because he had a
It'll be
little
like
more
women's suffrage.
Yeah.
They vote, we suffer. Oh,
Oh,
fuck.
is this segment called with Monkey's dad?
Hello.
Yeah. Hey. Okay. We're talking about that 14th Amendment thing. What did you tell me earlier about what they were doing with that?
What do you mean what they're doing with it? Okay. They're actually trying to challenge it. So they want it to go to the Supreme Court so they can get clarity on it.
It's pretty fucking clear.
But isn't it pretty fucking clear as it is?
No, it isn't.
Why?
Because it was actually done in the Civil War era, and it had to do with slaves.
Everybody
So
brings shit like that
All
up. though.
persons
It
born.
didn't have to do with people coming over and having anchor babies. Okay, it had to do with the Civil War with the slaves.
But then, like again, then that opens the floodgates for
Okay,
everything
so
else. 'Cause people
that's
are
what
going
I
to say,
will
"Well,
say-
there's women in this country that aren't from America and they're
So-
citizens, and I don't think they should have a right to vote." And blah blah blah. There's just going to be so many people saying, "Oh, well, this amendment was made in the 1600s, so why the fuck do we follow it now?" We could pick apart the whole thing.
It's the whole Constitution.
Well, the whole lot he did was to get it up to the Supreme Court, so they can make a clear decision on the birthright thing.
Which
And
makes
that's
sense.
why
He
it's probably
basically,
going to bounce back, though.
Monkey, he basically threw a challenge flag. And now he's
Yeah.
forcing the Supreme Court to do
He's
a booth
testing
review.
the waters. He's
Like this
testing the waters.
is a booth review of the NFL playbook. In this case, USA.
One judge already turned it down, or one judge put it on pause for now, and then it's going to get it's going to go to appeal, and then after appeal, it'll go to the Supreme Court because everybody's suing them over it or trying to sue them over it.
I think he's fucked on this one. The words on the
I don't
Constitution
think
are
it's
pretty cut and dry.
Like
Although
I said,
I
you
do
start-
have to say, historically, he is correct that the reason the
He
amendment
is.
was put in place was for that, and
Oh,
it
I
wasn't
agree.
expected for everything else that happened to have happened.
Oh yeah, but then we run into that issue with the Second Amendment too.
Yes.
But that's what I'm saying. If you you start
They
doing
weren't
that,
taking fucking AR-15s into account when they wrote
where
it.
are
Although,
we?
to
Then
be
where do we
fair,
stop?
if you go
Where
into
do you
the
draw
Second
the line?
Amendment, the Second Amendment specifies not just bearing arms, but to forming a militia. So,
Have you seen MAGA motherfuckers? They got their militias. They're LARPing that really good.
I mean,
exactly.
we're not
So
gonna
I think we're
that's what I'm
interpreting
saying.
it properly. If you think about it,
They're
we
doing
bear
it.
our arms and we have our militias.
Technically, the
That's-
Proud Boys are following their constitutional rights. I'm just saying. I don't say I agree with it or not, but they are following their constitutional rights.
Exactly.
Well, the thing is, the Constitution can get amended. Okay, as
It
we
always
know.
Yeah,
can.
slippery slope.
Oh my God, we're gonna be on the slippery slope. All
Right, we got it. We
that's
got
what I'm saying. You start picking apart one thing, and then like, here we go on the other thing. Oh, but what about this?
That's how we do things, though. When we have the Constitution was made fucking in
The Constitution is the
19th
law.
century,
It's definitely what trumps everything, the Constitution. But you can make changes to the Constitution. It requires an act of Congress, which Congress actually already took it up.
All right. So I've been hearing that a Republican senator introduced a bill to remove the second term limit. So we could have Trump versus Obama 2028.
There's a specific to that. It only removes the term limit
Actually,
if
we've already had a president that had 3 terms.
yes, we did technically.
That was Roosevelt there. So I mean, I don't know about what's going on with that. I doubt that this
I will explain it. So what he put forth, what that senator put forth is basically if your term is so if your 2 terms are interrupted, then you would be able to go for a 3rd term after your 2nd.
I love
So
that. That's so specific.
Your first
That's
term
insane.
happens.
It's
Your first
really
term happens.
specific.
Then you lose it, and then you're able. Then you win a 2nd, and then you're able to go for the 2nd term after that,
That is
or 3rd term.
that's pretty specific. Wonder how often that's happened.
It is very specific.
It's almost like somebody could have seen the odds on this one coming and bet on it.
That's building a parlay.
Hold on,
I've seen one.
before I let because I got Pops on the phone now, so I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit because I want to get to the other one that I wanted him on the phone for. So let's talk about
Gulf of America.
let's talk about restoring names that honor American greatness.
Yeah.
But can we also in that same conversation, can we also talk about how he's pretty much saying fuck you to Panama?
Oh,
Yes.
that's coming. I can't wait for that one.
But okay, so in this order, he renamed the previously named Mount McKinley, which
was previously Mount McKinley, and then Obama changed it to that other name,
Denali, something like that.
Denali or something.
yeah, the Denali.
Yeah, the Denali thing. Well, he's just going to switch that back.
I don't care about the mountain. I don't give a fuck about the mountain.
He's probably going to change Fort Bragg back to Fort Bragg. He's probably going to change all those names that they changed. Probably going to change them back.
And I don't care about any of the forts either.
So
I just think the fucking Gulf of Mexico is a petty move. Like, come on, bro.
In this same order, he is ordering the renaming of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America.
That's correct. And the reason that's happening is due to Biden's far-reaching thing about shutting oil drilling off all the way from the East Coast to the West Coast. And, well, there was not supposed to be drilling in the Gulf of Mexico, so now it's going to be the Gulf of America.
I love that. No one said anything about the Gulf of America.
But okay, yes, loophole, yes, but
Ron DeSantis is already recognizing it as the Gulf of America.
Loophole, yes, but I mean they can only go as far out as our waters give them, right? Like until you reach international waters.
Yeah,
and then you can't really
change
that
there. Can we conquer international water?
We could technically, but the Gulf of America sits in American waters.
There's no part of it that's
actually
international.
But actually,
there's
touches
an international
more
line,
states
yeah.
than it does. It touches more United States than it does Mexico. So yeah.
But
that's not an easy. That's not a hard sell.
there is a point in the Gulf of America, Gulf of Mexico, that is considered international waters. That isn't like
okay, great.
But when we're talking about like the shorelines and the immediate afters of the shorelines, it goes so deep. Those areas that sit around the American shorelines, that's all our territory that we can drill on. So Biden had made this before he left office. He had made this order. I don't even think it was before he left office. I didn't think it was like in the middle of his term. I think it was like a year or two into his term. But he had made this order that you can't drill off of the Gulf of Mexico. So Trump renamed the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, and there's nothing in the fucking books that says you can't drill on the Gulf of America because that didn't exist until last week. So
In the book, the specific law only states
Gulf
the
of
specific
Mexico.
name. It doesn't
Yes.
state latitude, longitude, this area.
Nope.
They
Actually,
didn't think to do that.
Yeah,
That
they
was
do
very
that.
fucking-
every border state, just like Florida did, every border state can pass a law saying it's the Gulf of America and it's going to be the Gulf of America. Every one of those states, I mean, Arizona, Texas, Louisiana.
All red, baby.
But do we want? Okay, the next question is: do we want there to be offshore drilling this close?
liquid gold?
Yes.
If
I
you
mean,
want-
you say yes, but I'm also thinking of the environmental impact.
Nah, don't worry about it.
Can you
Unless there's
explain
another
to me what
giant
the
oil spill.
environmental impact is going
Unless
to
there's
be?
another clumsy dump.
I'm just
oil
thinking
spill.
of like another
There is
BP
no-
incident. I know that they're not. I'm not saying they're not safe, but I'm saying that people do die on oil rigs.
I mean,
people
die
are
every day.
That's right.
I
Um,
know
that-
people die every day, obviously, but I'm just saying, like, I don't see it as necessarily a bad thing in the first place to say, hey, no oil drilling. I mean, there's enough oil drilling in the world.
No, there really is.
I would disagree with that.
all down.
I don't know. I feel like they're fucking
Yeah,
pumping a
natural
shitload
gas.
over
Look,
in
man, we got
fucking-
another 100 years of oil. We got to use it.
in the eastern fucking continents.
Yeah, but I think
I understand us personally. Yeah, we might not be
listen.
producing or gathering that much, and there might be. What's the word
We
I'm
also
looking for?
opened up oil drilling in Alaska again, which
Yeah.
he had closed down. He also is
Why-
going to open up the pipeline.
I don't know. I'm just more of like, why can if we can use solar power and all these other things, why not?
Because
it's
solar
not
power
feasible.
sucks, bro. Solar power, in a big winter storm, you're screwed. Solar power is great for, the
I mean, I
backup.
don't live where somewhere it's gonna be there's gonna be a winter storm that's gonna fuck with my solar power.
Well, that's you, brother. But
And
there's
you gotta have with solar power. If you
Right, but it's
prepare,
so
you have
specific.
batteries and
It's
backups.
so
Then you don't.
specific.
It's all.
And search
Yeah,
all
the
the.
that's
same.
what he's saying. It's a good solar power is a good reserve. It's not
It's a nice
something
little
that-
sprinkle. Solar power is a sprinkle. You
the
can have a little
technology
sprinkle.
I don't think is far enough to support it being a main power grid to an entire.
Oh no, it definitely could. But the problem is,
Definitely.
like,
I mean,
it's very
literally
reliant
Disney
on
World
weather.
in Florida is all solar powered.
Look, do you
So
want
don't tell
constant
me
power
solar
or
power
RNG
can't
power?
Cities can't power. They easily can. That's just
Actually-
to me. That's just an excuse people make to just justify how much we take fossil fuel from the earth. We could easily change stuff easily. It's money. That's all what it is about.
It's
Like
not
we could
easily.
easily
That's,
change
that's
it.
an
But you're right.
oversimplification.
It
It's
is-
not
it-
easily.
It's
It's
but you're
definitely
right,
not
it is
easy.
about money.
There's a
though.
lot of money in
The
changing
thing is,
it. Yes,
the
but it's not
technologies that we're talking about,
in
they're
the sense
very
of-
expensive, dude.
if
Solar
people
power relies on
wanted to
batteries.
do stuff like that, they could do it. If Elon
Remember-
Musk woke up tomorrow and said,
You
"Let
also
me
have to
fucking
remember,
put money
you brought
towards
up-
this,"
You brought up environment as well. You also have to remember these technologies are also much more heavy on the environment as well, almost as much as the fossil fuel. I mean, yes, in the long term, they are better and more.
what bad
It was good nuclear power.
does solar
Batteries, dude.
power?
You know how much batteries?
What
you need to
materials do you
store
need to make the solar
power?
panels and batteries?
Okay, and if you dispose of them properly or recycle
In the long
what you
term,
can,
In the long,
How do you
Just
do
think
that?
about batteries.
In the long term, what about nuclear power?
It's in the long term. That's what
that-
they want to do is nuclear
That's the
power.
best
That is what
answer.
I was going to suggest. Nuclear power is probably the absolute
that's
best
not
way
a bad
to go.
thing either. I mean,
Absolutely clean.
Cleanest source there is actually nuclear power.
But the thing
So-
is, until we had nuclear power ready, we would have to start now, and it would take many years, probably
No,
past our
fuck you
lifetime.
won't.
basically.
All right,
Just
all
go.
right, all right. Time out. I've had my
Zero.
I've only been in this fucking
I'm
conversation
talking about for
two
setting it up to
goddamn minutes.
actually power the entire country.
I already have a 5 bulleted list of cap I've already heard since I've hopped in this goddamn thing. So let's start. First off, snowstorms, weather, fucking up solar panels, that's bullshit. Doesn't matter how thick them clouds get. Sunlight still gets through. They can still
Doesn't
pick up
matter,
shit.
is it?
Not to mention the average household, had everybody had these so-called solar panels, they would literally have reserves that they could go through
We're
that
going
would carry
into-
them
we're
not
going-
only through the
we're
night,
go-
but through a cloudy day. So let's not act like it's suddenly unfeasible. This is technology we've had for about 30, 40 years now.
Can you show us the numbers backing that?
Actually, yes, I can. Give me 2 seconds, bitch.
He's
I-
correct. Those numbers you can
Hold
do.
up. No.
He went right into the realm of insults that he just already just said that he
Andy,
Not a point.
he's already said that he
That was my
lost. He
turn to
just
talk.
went down into
Hold on,
insults.
guys.
Like
Guys,
Skip Bayless
Andy.
said when he was trying to fuck Joy Taylor. It's my turn.
Joy Taylor.
right.
Joy Taylor's the mod. Hold up. Andy, while you're getting the stats that you're about to pull up, Pops had something to say, and then you can go back into what you was going to say. All right, Pop.
Well, what I was trying to say is we're going into the age of AI now, and from what I've understood that he's been saying is that we need a lot more energy than we have now, like almost double,
Yep.
because we're going into the AI era.
I can
And
tell you just from making
It
computers.
requires a lot
Like
more
that.
energy than we produce now, double. That's why they're looking at nuclear. Okay, so advanced nuclear energy, because of the fact we're going into this AI era, and we're going to need like double the amount of energy infrastructure that we have now. So forget this solar and wind thing, because that's not going to produce the amount of energy.
Wind,
that
I never thought was a feasible,
All right, y'all, I
and
got
it's
some
not
next for
as
y'all,
feasible
bitches.
as solar.
Can I talk now?
Yeah. Go ahead, Zero. Go ahead.
All right. First off, the first thing everyone always fucks up about solar panels. Solar panels work better in cold conditions. What do you think powers our
Yeah.
satellites?
Not cold.
What do you think powers all those fucking probes we got flying around Jupiter and driving over Mars and shit?
There's
It's
no
cold.
clouds in space.
It's always cold out there, bro.
There's
like-
no clouds in space.
You're conflating,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Yeah. Here's the thing, though. Mars has dust storms. Those are worse than clouds.
It also has no.
And the equipment that we have roaming around that planet right now still fucking work. All right. Next thing I wanted to address. All right, because you said a solar panel, like the construction of solar panels, are just as detrimental to the environment as fossil fuel. Did you not say that?
In combination with the batteries.
No, fuck batteries. We're talking about solar panels.
How do solar
Right.
panels work without batteries?
I
All right.
did say batteries too, yes.
Hey, so
Because
Pops.
how are you going to
That's the-
manage your power without the
Because, yeah.
batteries?
Pops, to
Right,
answer the
first off,
question
first
the answer the question really in colder weather, I'm reading right here off of a link that Zero provided. Advantages of solar panel and cold low light. Number 3, colder temperatures enhance energy production efficiency,
Okay.
increasing the
Because that's
daily
what
amount
they're
of
using.
electricity produced despite
But I'm
fewer
talking
daylight
about
hours.
snow. I'm talking about when
Cloud
the solar panels get
gray for 3 months.
Huh?
It's gray up there for like 3 months. Like you don't get direct sunlight.
It doesn't need
Even
direct
with not
sunlight.
direct sunlight, you still get some.
You lose efficiency at that point.
You do lose efficiency. That has been
Go read
tested.
the article.
You do.
Try again,
You
read
do,
the
but like he referred
Read
to,
the
if you have
article,
some
please.
reserves,
So,
and you
so
properly
why
prepare.
would I go with that than direct
Read the
power
article,
from
please.
fossil fuel? Constant
He's
direct
literally,
power.
he's literally reading an article that literally refutes what the fuck you just said.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he just did. Read the fucking article. You know what? Fuck you. I'm out, dog.
Oh no, Andy, don't leave.
I mean, I'm sitting here about to fucking read the All right.
See, he acts like such a lib, bro. The moment he's losing an argument, I'm gonna censor you and block myself out of this conversation. Fuck you.
So what Andy wants us to read:
None of us are wrong. It's just opinions.
solar panel will generate electricity from sun's light instead of sun's heat. Sunlight can still navigate to the solar panels even in low light and maintain energy production. That's what he wanted me to read.
At a loss of efficiency.
Solar does work productively in low light. The solar panel has solar PV cells which work based on light and not with the heat of the sun. Hence, it hardly matters if it is cold, cloudy, or foggy. PV cells work better in less heat as
But you guys are still dwelling on the cold thing. I'm not talking about cold. I'm talking about
nobody cares about cold. Cold doesn't affect. Cold does not affect the solar panel. It is
You can
a solar
test
panel,
this. You
not
can
a
test this
temperature.
yourself. Get yourself one of the solar charging batteries and then put it outside on various types of coverage.
Yeah, I had
And you
okay.
will
So
see.
I made the mistake of buying solar powered Christmas lights, and we had overcast days this winter, and the lights. Guess what happened on the days it was overcast? They barely worked. Crazy fucking concept.
Well, you can't. But you can't
going to be
compare
the same
little lights like that.
technology.
No, it's
somebody having
it's
a
the
solar panel and
fundamental
battery
basis of
setup.
how solar
That
power
is
works.
very different. It's very different.
No, even in the site that Andy sent that he's so mad about, it says, thus, this is their conclusion. How does low light doesn't affect energy generation? Thus, even in winter months where little light is hitting on the solar panel, it will develop electricity. Yeah, no shit. It will still, as long as UV rays are getting through the panel, it will charge. But will it charge like that versus having direct sunlight? And the answer is no. And you need the direct sunlight to have reliable, constant.
To be honest with you,
120
I don't
volt.
think it's
From
that
what
reliable. It
appliance power.
just matters if you're able to build up the energy and store it somewhere.
From what
That's all that
Pops
matters.
Okay,
that
and that's
matters,
fine.
I'm telling you.
You're right. You're right. If you're able to
It
generate
doesn't
enough,
matter if it's
just-
trickling in. It
it's a
doesn't
plus or
matter if
minus.
it's coming direct. It just matters if you have the batteries to back up the power and
okay,
store
but
it.
if you
That's
go
all that
if
matters.
you go a stretch where you cannot accumulate
Those
the
strip
power,
lights that you were talking about that you put outside, they don't have a battery. That's why when the overcast conditions come, there's no backup for them to drain from.
they
They're draining
technically have
straight
a
from what
tank.
they're given.
That's so. But
So
okay,
that's why you can't compare them. Two different electrically different situations.
Okay,
Yes,
but
I was talking about an actual phone battery pack, an actual battery pack for backup charging and
That
everything.
is what Andy is referring to. Is if somebody and it's not too expensive to solar power your house and have these batteries put in your house
but
and
okay,
back
so
up. Like
Florida
they're
would
all
be great. I think
in
Florida.
so it's not a crazy thing.
Yeah, but you got to think of it. It's just math. It's just power in versus power out, right? That's all. That's all it is. Even with our grounded copper wires, electricity is electricity coming in, electricity being used. They charge you on how much you use. Solar is obviously, instead of fossil fuels or an electrical grid, it's reliant on the sun charging the batteries. If you go 3, 4, 5 sunny days in a row, you probably have extra battery for like 2 or maybe even another 3 overcast days where
Depends on your power consumption.
Yeah, your power consumption will be higher than what you're gaining, which is fine. Maybe you never hit 0, but it's like using potions in a video game. Like, you might get to the point where you fucking run out of those suckers and you're now caught with no fucking potions fighting a boss. Like, in this case, the fucking winter cold when you can't heat up your house. Like,
I think there would be somebody, a mathematician, that could build an algorithm that you would possibly
honestly
and we need to
almost
generate
never
the
run
power
out.
for the AI to do that.
Right,
We need
but
to
from
generate the electricity for the AI.
From what Pops is telling me, it
'Cause, I mean,
sounds
Disney
like all of
been
this
running
all of this
Disney
is
World
going to end
for
up
a
being
hot
needed.
minute off of solar power. Look it up.
Listen, what I'm saying is it probably sounds like it's all going to end up being utilized and needed. If we need double the energy we have now, we're probably going to need solar power to help with that.
Well, I don't know if it's
like I said, they're gonna start
it won't
power
be.
plants
Look, solar
because they're
has
gonna need nuclear energy.
I feel like they'll go more nuclear. and that's not
Yeah.
necessarily a bad position to take.
He said something. He mentioned something today during that business meeting about building in right next to the buildings of the power plants and reactors to deal with nuclear energy. I believe that's what I heard him say. Hello?
Yeah, no, we heard you. Um. So okay, was there any other ones that we wanted to talk with you about before we? Because we got a lot
Does
of.
he have any opinion
He
on the panel,
classified the JFK,
canals?
RFK, and MLK.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that one.
Oh, that one too. I want to know all that information. Did he
Declassification.
declassify it all?
It just happened a bit ago.
These
He did?
classifications of records concerning the assassinations of President John F. Kennedy, Senator Robert F. Kennedy, and the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Yeah, there were signs today. The rollout isn't going to be for a while. They're going to start rolling that out when the proper people are in place. But
Right.
yeah, he's definitely going to declassify all those things.
I want to know so bad.
That's what he wrote the order for. JFK, RFK, and Martin Luther King.
So we're about to find out whose conspiracy theories are right.
Yep.
Do you know how
What was
awesome?
the one about MLK?
We're actually about to find out why they didn't want to declassify it. Let's see why they didn't. Why they
Exactly.
didn't want to declassify
That's
it.
the biggest reason. We're gonna find out why this whole time why they closed that shit up. That's what's most intriguing to me.
CIA.
The
killed- okay.
You're gonna read a certain part of it, and you're gonna be like, ah.
Yep.
You're gonna be like, oh, this is why. Now I see why they didn't want to let the general population know. They couldn't let them know.
Pops, which other one of these presidential orders were you stoked about?
Was I stoked about?
Yeah.
I'm stoked about all of them, bro. But no, he did one on cryptocurrency today that I'm still trying to figure out what that's about. But
Slender,
No.
you wanna help us out with the cryptocurrency one?
You let Dread Pirate Roberts out.
Oh, the cryptocurrency one. Okay, so yeah, I looked over that one, and that's basically just trying to make the U.S. the leader in digital finance.
And
Right,
cryptocurrency.
Well, that's what digital finance
Yeah,
is.
I know,
basically.
yeah. That's why I was just, yeah.
Well,
I
it
get what you mean.
includes crypto, but yeah. It's heavily focused on cryptocurrency. This entire thing here.
Who would you say is leading right now, though? Is it us or is it China? Or is it? I would imagine China has a big.
It's
think
really
it's-
difficult.
honestly,
honestly, to
I
tell.
still think it's dominated by Americans, and this is just making sure we keep that.
I would say it's probably dominated by Americans just because the fact that most of the things past crypto, like NFTs and things like that, more came from the Western hemisphere. So
Yeah, I wouldn't know, so I was genuinely asking.
But
But,
this is also ensuring that banks like Chase and Bank of America that were doing things like this. Chase had a big problem with this. In this bill, also, the thing that doesn't have anything to do with cryptocurrency, they're preventing these banks from canceling your accounts due to speech.
So
Well-
why I was asking, why I said what I said, why I kind of interrupted you, Thunder, and said cryptocurrency is because I wanted to know I wanted to know if it was just that or like what you said. You said just
he got
overall,
on Bank of America. He got on Bank of America today,
right.
and told them that it's fucked up
virtual
that they
currency.
censored conservatives' accounts and shut down conservatives' accounts. So
Right.
he was pissed off about that, and
Yeah.
he
Oh,
let
so
the
it's
guy
like even bigger than that. So it's like
from Bank of America know about that. Kind of sidestepped the guy.
So yeah, that was a part that there was protecting the US dollar and banking access. It revoked previous executive orders that had to do about digital assets.
Right.
Yeah.
So this was all basically protecting our digital dollar.
Right. But so yes, but it
So more
also
broader than the like
yeah,
cryptocurrency.
but it also will regulate digital assets with a new working group. And then a big one is it'll prohibit CBDCs, if you know, central banking digital currencies, in the US. So
Okay.
it won't allow banks to put out their central bank digital currencies like that.
Text messages from these Trump supporters that I, know on social media about this quantum financial system that they're saying that it's going to happen if the money caves. They're going to go to this quantum financial system, and something about the government won't be able to control it. It's not like a central banking system. It's a different banking system with through digital currency, I guess. I don't know how it works, but I keep getting these text messages. Do you know about the quantum financial system? Do you know that about the big reset and all this bullshit? I keep hearing it from different people. So I'm not sure what that's about, but it's interesting.
All right, so let's.
You know the tricks the globalists are using to take over the universe and taking over the world and taking over humanity. Let me tell you. The central banking system is the way for the globalists to control the populations. Credit systems, control, obey, removal of free speech, getting rid of your jobs, and vaccinating those that are dumb enough to do it. Globalists are trying to take over, and Trump is the one freeing us. That is why he's signing the executive orders and stopping all this before the madness begins.
All right, Alex, I appreciate you. All right, I've got to have this one conversation while I still have Pops on the phone. All right, Brandon, have a good one. While I still have Pops on the phone, I had an argument with Brendan, which I'm pretty pissed he's not here. He must have fell asleep or something.
Unbelievable.
Unfucking believable, bro. Fraud alert, fuck. But I had this argument with Brendan about these things. So it's the one Trump executive order I did not like.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. It was the grants of clemency for Terrence Sutton and Andrew Zavosky. So these people were previously convicted of the murder and cover-up of Karen Hilton Brown. To help you guys out with this, because it was a little while ago, these cops had gotten into a chase with a 20-year-old on a moped who didn't have a helmet on. They were trying to pull him over for a helmet infraction, and the kid ran off on him.
Oh, well, that's his problem. Okay.
Now, the cops went on a chase with the kid into traffic, and the kid ended up getting hit, like a car. He crashed into a car.
Okay.
And the kid died.
All right.
Afterwards, the cops had covered up the circumstances of the crash and covered up evidence of the, like, withheld evidence from the crash to make themselves look better. They got convicted of this, right? The jury had convicted them of doing all this. They got hit with a murder charge and only 5 years in prison. They never served a day in prison because they were out on appeals. And now
what did they do for this time? I mean, have they been on duty this whole time?
No, they haven't been on duty this whole time.
Okay, so what happened to them besides
they've been at home on appeals, waiting for their appeals to go through. They've never been in prison.
Okay, so they've been losing money all this time now.
Yes.
Okay.
So They got pardoned. They're not gonna. They're never gonna step foot in a prison for this situation.
But they weren't going to any. Oh, they were going to.
They were
got
going.
fired.
They were sentenced to 5 years, but they were appealing it, and the judge let them. The judge let them walk until the appeals went through, and now it doesn't matter because they're pardoned. So that's my issue with this is those people deserve no pardon. First off, they're only getting 5 years, right, for like being responsible for some kid's death. I don't really care about that because it's very hard to debate. Me personally, it's very hard to debate the position of idiot kid ran off on the cops. So I'm not going to sit here and debate that. It's a hard position.
But they did like destroy evidence and stuff. I get where you're coming from. Like
they
are guilty of something.
Yes.
Here's the problem, though. The problem of why that they are getting pardoned is because of the publicity that it was surrounding their cases.
Yeah, correct.
Because of the publicity, people, you've got to remember there's now two camps. That one camp thinks that it's politically motivated and everything for what the charges that they got.
Here's my thing.
That includes a lot of police.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to bring back Andy. Okay. So here's my thing on this. Here's my whole thing on this. 5 years ago, we had a whole thing in this country where we burned entire fucking cities, and it was basically
Yeah, I get that's the premise of all the argument. Like all these people did these shitty things and did not get in trouble. So now anybody could do shitty things and not get in trouble.
Right. Like we had a whole thing in this country where we burned cities because police weren't getting in trouble for being fucked up. So we can't keep going back to a situation where we keep letting police fuck up on the job. Lying about an investigation, whether you were right or wrong. If Brendan hit me with this, if I run off a cliff after you're chasing me, is that your fault? Well, I'm not going to fucking sweep up the footprints leading up to the cliff.
Yeah.
It shows that you fell off of it. I'm not going to do that. If I'm not guilty, if I have nothing to, like, if it's not my fault, I'm not going to sit there and sweep your footprints from the cliff. That shows that you ran off of it. That is fucked up. And I think you should do some time in jail for that, because I think cops should be held to kind of a high ass standard. I think you should hold cops to a standard like that. I don't think that's crazy. I don't think that's bare minimum. Don't lie on the job.
I think most normal people would agree with that. But like I said, the problem with these cases specifically is the fact that this is after the George Floyd stuff. This is during a moment of a bunch of social justice movements. So, of course, a bunch of people thought it was politically charged.
So, like, is the argument also that, like, they hid the because, I mean, it doesn't make any sense in the first place, but they did what they did because they didn't want to get prosecuted because the social climate was a fucking shit show?
Could be. It could be
that. Make that argument, too.
It could
they
be
want to
that.
get Chelvin, so they're like, "Oh shit, we got to clean this shit up." As a
matter of fact, let's hold on a minute.
Karen, I haven't seen the specific arguments that were made, but I'm sure that there are plenty of arguments made for or against them at this point.
This thing happened in 2020. Okay, so they were sentenced in 2020. So that could be a viable explanation of why they did it, but that doesn't make it right. But
no, I agree.
But you're correct. That could be why they did it, because they didn't want to be held to the flame during the fucking part of the fucking year where we're holding all the cops to fucking the wooden crosses and burning them. I can sympathize with why you did it, but you did it, and that's a problem.
Yep.
Like and you shouldn't be pardoned for that. That's my big issue with that is they should have served a 5-year sentence.
Well, did he pardon or give him clemency? I think he did clemency.
He which is no, they gave the clemency that's a full pardon.
Well, yes and no. It's a little different because that one's like.
Hold on, I can read the part. It says a full and unconditional pardon.
Oh, okay. So it's
Terrence Sutton, and then hold on, it says the same, a full and unconditional.
Right.
Yes.
So, like, when we're talking about holding police accountable, and this happened in 2020, so it's the fucking climate of holding peace. It's the year to be holding police accountable. You know, they still got a 0. They still got a 5-year sentence for that, and they didn't serve a day of it. And that's a bare minimum sentence for lying on the job in a time where you should probably not be lying on the fucking job. Like, that's my issue with it.
They've lost a shit pile of money over it already, so like that's a punishment. You know,
I don't think that's punishment enough, though.
I've always said and been of the mindset that if you're going to be an officer of the law, you're there to be a role model for the citizens. You should not be breaking the law for any reason.
That's true.
And you can't eat 0. What do you feel? How do you feel about the clement? Do you know about the clemency pardons for that Trump made for the 2 people he pardoned?
Now we are talking about Trump, and Trump is pissed off because cops have been treated so badly the last 4 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's part of the social movements that have been going on.
Morale.
How many people get fucking shot by the cops on some bullshit and nobody goes down for it?
like 10.
Listen, bro.
How many cops get shot and killed in the line of duty as well?
And over and over. And I
Yeah.
swear to God, and then you dumb motherfuckers say
This
some
is a
shit.
nuanced argument,
Listen, let
and
me
you're
fucking
taking
talk.
it one.
I don't know why people are those fucks. All right? Shut the fuck up while I'm talking.
Okay, return.
This is a personal issue for me. I am the only black guy in the entire fucking thing here. I
Only
experienced this shit.
And what does that have to
There's
do with
nothing
it?
your black ass can tell me. Nothing.
What are we
Not a fucking
Oh.
thing.
Do you
Shut the
commit
fuck
crime?
up and let me fucking talk.
I'll be
Mute this fucking mic. Mute this fucking mic. I ain't dealing with this shit. I'm trying to get a fucking point across. But what about what? What about what? What about my cousin who got shot because they thought he was somebody he wasn't? What about that?
I mean,
What about
something
that?
can happen to
Hey,
anyone.
yo, where's the Breonna Taylor? Why about that white dude in fucking in Tampa Bay? They just ran up on his house. They kicked in the door. For what? No, it wasn't Tampa Bay. No, it was in Texas. A little small town in Texas. They kicked in the door. They shot that nigga. They kicked in the door, identified the police, and put 7 of them within 15 fucking seconds. He ain't even black, so you can't even. So that don't even apply to him either. But what are the cops gonna do? Nothing. What are the cops gonna say? Nothing. What's gonna happen to those cops? Nothing. Because that's how it fucking is in this fucking country. It's not acting like it's something that's not. And by the way, it was over a fucking weed whacker. They thought he stole somebody's weed whacker. Someone died over a $200 piece of lawn equipment.
God, I
And
remember.
nobody's gonna go down for that. Kicked in the door to the wrong motherfucking house. And no one's gonna go down for that.
And again, no one said that they agreed with that, but you're taking it to one far extreme. Then what?
It's not
the
okay.
actual
It's not extreme.
conversation is nuanced
Listen,
in that.
it's either due process or death. There's no extreme here. It's due process or death. One or the other.
That's not how life works.
That's how cops fucking work. All right? So I don't know if you're talking with a fake accent and live stateside, but if you live across the state, that's double reason for you to shut the fuck up, because your cops don't even carry no fucking guns. So shut your fucking mouth and let the people who actually have guns pull to their fucking face
He lives here.
while he's still white, so it doesn't fucking matter. Have you had a cop pull a gun in your face off some bullshit? Have you?
You really know nothing
Yes
about
or
me,
no
my friend.
question. Yes or no should be the next word out your fucking mouth.
Do not have any responsibility to answer your
No.
question.
Yes.
I do not have
or
any responsibility
no.
to answer your question.
Then suck my fucking dick. Because I've had cops put their guns on my shit 18 fucking times in my 40 years on this fucking planet. All for equally bullshit reasons.
Man, if
Well,
you're
what does
angry
per-
now,
what does
if you're as
personal
angry as you
anecdote
are
have to
now, yeah, I'm
do-
surprised I haven't shot your ass.
What
I'm
does
surprised I
personal
haven't been shot.
anecdote have to do with the
I'm
actual
surprised. I'm lucky I
full
haven't been
spectrum
fucking
of
shot.
what situations and problems? What does your personal anecdote have to do with that?
Oh, because I fit the description of someone. Yeah, you got real quiet there, didn't you? Got real
No,
fucking quiet.
we couldn't hear you.
You
Cut
cut
out.
out.
You know what? You're lucky we're having this shit over the fucking internet because we had this in progress in person. I'd be ready to deck in your fucking mouth, dude.
Yeah,
So you're
typical-
making
Wow.
threats now.
Again.
Typical
Everything else next
BLM
week.
writer.
Well, then.
Let me.
This
Violence.
shows right now the fact
No,
that you're
fuck
getting
you,
violent
fuck
and
you,
angry shows that
fuck
you lost
you,
the argument right
fuck
before
you.
you even began it.
Because everything has to be from your point of view, but someone else comes with their point of view. Oh, it's irrelevant. Oh, I don't see how that connects. Oh, I don't see
No,
how
I'm not
that.
trying to
I
talk
lived
from
it.
I'm not trying to talk from a
lived it.
singular person's point of view.
I
I'm trying to
still
talk
deal with
from-
trauma from that shit.
And what does that have to do with the objective?
The objective is cops need to do better. That's the fucking objective. You would know if you shut the fuck up.
Again, your personal anecdote
Jesus
has nothing to
fucking
do with
Christ.
overall.
Shut the fuck up.
You
All right.
really have no idea what you're talking
All right,
about.
hold
I
on.
know exactly what I'm talking about.
Hold
No,
on.
you're
let me-
just speaking from
I
emotion.
know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about.
Hold on.
I'm
let me-
black in America. You're not. Please tell me why I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Why explain this for me? Give me the Caucasian breakdown of what the fuck I'm going through. Please go ahead.
You
I'll
have no
give you the
idea
floor.
what I am.
I'm allowed this.
You have no idea what I am. I'm not entitled to share any of that information with you.
Yeah, because you're a bitch. That's why. You're a whole ass bitch. Hiding behind your little shit right there. Oh, I'm not white. Yes, you fuck you are. All right. You're not
Never-
black. You're not Hispanic.
Never
Don't
said what I
fucking
am.
play that game with me. All right. We're not 12-year-olds on fucking AIM chat. It doesn't work that way. We're grown ass adults. Stop playing fucking games with me, dude.
You're the only one not
Stop
acting like
playing
an adult
fucking
here.
games with me.
The fact that you had to regress to insults before the argument even began means you lost. Before
You
it even started.
no. It don't work that way, motherfucker. I'm
That's
over
exactly
here
how it works.
speaking from
Welcome
A,
to the
political
etiquette of
experience, B,
argumentation, my friend.
personal experience, C, actual data that we have in this fucking country. I have the NCO right here in front of me, bitch. All right?
Oh, did you see the part where
So while you're over here running your goddamn mouth, fucking disregarding everything I said, when earlier in the fucking conversation, you went and called cap with some shit I was saying, I sent you irrefutable proof that I was telling the fucking truth because I know what the fuck I'm talking about. And you don't, I don't have to understand what he's saying. I don't have to, no. Shut your fucking mouth.
You
All
don't
right?
even know what I
When you
have
started
said.
disregarding facts, when you start disregarding the facts, that's when you lost the argument. And you lost my
don't deal
respect.
in facts.
All right?
That's the problem.
All right?
You deal from emotion. Emotions are not facts, friend.
Emotions can be based off facts, bitch.
But that doesn't.
That's
make
how it
them-
fucking works. Something happens, and you respond to a stimuli, and then you fucking react. All right? Oh, he's getting emotional. Yeah, sidetrack and dance around all my points all the fuck you want. You're still a bitch-made motherfucker who just can't accept the truth. Black people have it bad. And no matter, I don't know where the fuck you at, and it's probably some hodunk little town in the middle of fucking nowhere where you probably got like 2 black people per 100,000 white people or some shit. And that's why you fucking talking out your ass, because obviously you ain't talked to a real nigga before. So shut your fucking mouth when real niggas is talking.
Oh man, monkey, he doesn't know where I grew up. That's funny.
Ooh, he doesn't know where I grew up. It's obviously not where you at now, because you wouldn't be talking like that. You would know what the fuck you were talking about.
You know nothing about me.
Yeah.
I have
No, you're making it obvious that you're not from here. So suck my fucking dick. How about that?
The answer would be he grew up here.
Oh, you grew up here? Well, you left for a reason. So he's obviously not here now. He's not here now, is he? He's obviously didn't go through the same shit I went through living here. So what? What now? Put on your cam, bitch. Put on that
You
cam.
really have.
All
no-
right.
Put on your cam.
Time out.
Yeah.
I've got to
Let's
take.
go. No. Let's go. Let's go. Turn your fucking cam, dude.
Wait.
Clearly already has nothing. He has nothing but
Do it, Mr. Slender. Do it. Do it. Do it.
This is my camera. What
Do
are you
it.
talking about?
Do
My
it.
camera is on
Do
right
it.
now.
Do it.
This
Do it.
is my camera.
Ha,
I don't
funny.
know what you want from me.
Funny. Yeah,
This
hey,
is my
you're a
camera.
fucking bullshit VTuber ass, bullshit ass AI son of a bitch. I don't give a fuck about that. No, I want an actual camera. I want to be able to look you. I want to go because I'm putting mine on, and we can hypothetically look at each other in the eye while we talk shit like real fucking adults. How about
You
that?
turn that camera on with a fucking American flag.
I'm not really talking shit. I'm just telling things like they are. You're the only one
But you
talking
listen.
shit.
You don't let me talk, and you disregard everything I say. So how am I supposed to react?
All right, so
You're
then
talking,
wait.
All you've been doing is yelling.
Listen,
let
listen.
me-
You know what? I'm sorry to break it banana, but listen,
Time out.
I
Let
got
me
ignorant
delegate
nigga shit to
first.
do. I'm out.
Okay, fuck. Whatever.
What an
He doesn't come with real logic or facts. He doesn't come with stats. The article he provided us
He is
even
a
refuted his
BLM
own
writer at
argument.
heart. He's doing his best.
Like, what does he want from me? I have no obligation to reveal anything about myself to him.
Wow, that was a roller coaster.
He's just a BLM writer at heart. He cannot help it. It's okay.
No, but listen,
My people probably had it worse than his. I have ancestry to Pocahontas.
I was a BLMer too, dude. The problem, here's my issue with, I guess,
No, if he did not suffer what my people suffered, he did not suffer enough.
this interaction that we just witnessed is kind of like the point of my show, but
it's like arguing with people on X.
It's also a good example of how, call back to the first episode, you lost the election. You can't have these conversations without breaking down, and you've gotta.
No, that emotional immaturity is why Redditors are fucking retarded.
Here's
and
the
why
thing.
he has the same problem.
I think he's right. Here's the actual truth is
the cops should be better. Yes,
I think
nobody disagreed with that.
Nobody disagreed with that statement. That's the craziest part.
Like I think, and I also with a lot of what he said, like
the part where he was wrong is when you go into personal anecdote as if that's what the whole experience is about. That's what a lot of people do. You're just arguing from emotion.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, like I said, like I think he's right on a lot of the things he said. I don't think black people have.
I don't think he's wrong in a lot of what he said, but
we
in a lot of what he said, he was wrong too.
We have to, and I'm speaking to my fucking leftist, socialist, Marxist, Che Guevara, fucking red shirt wearing motherfuckers that haven't figured it out yet. You people that listen to Destiny, Hassan, and Bosch, pay attention. If you don't figure this the fuck out, you're gonna fucking let the Republicans run us for 100 fucking years. You're never gonna know a Democratic president's name again. You're gonna have to look up history books to find that the fuck out. You're never gonna see a Democratic president in your fucking lifetime if you don't figure out this one little lesson. Learn how to talk. Learn how to talk. Because I used to be like this and no one listened to me. Like I used to be like this and I couldn't get my shit together and across to the other side. But if I can fucking sit here for fucking 2.5 hours and talk to people that don't agree with me, we're going to meet somewhere in the fucking middle. But if you can't have these conversations, you're not going to get listened to and you're going to find out all these crazy surprises on how did we lose when you get to the fucking polls and the exit polls and you find out you didn't just lose, you got your ass kicked. You got a bat put to you. You didn't just lose something, you lost everything because you can't communicate anymore. This is the point of this podcast. What just happened here for the last 20 minutes is literally the point of this podcast, because we got to learn how to talk again.
I didn't understand a word he said.
Exactly.
That's the problem. You can't get all like that, you know, because like all I heard was brr.
That's what we heard too.
And even when he made a point, if you tried to argue that point, he would just yell and say, "No, stop talking."
And I used to get like this. When me and my father in the BLM era would have conversations, holy shit, would I fucking go off.
I think you and I have even had a couple back and forths on Facebook like that.
Because I was exactly like Zero, because and I know where that comes from, but and probably to an extent, because I definitely do not look like fucking Zero, so I only know some of where that comes from, but I get it. Like I get the core idea.
Bro, I think he twisted, bro, because like he tried to tell me that when the Cubans came from Cuba in the freedom flights, that those people holding signs against, picketing not to be here were Republicans. And he's so fucking wrong. They were Democrats.
Which is true.
Yep.
Unfortunately. This is the thing. Like I've become. This is where I've like you're gonna see me super centrist. Like I'll sit here and fight the fight about police because I have a very leftist view of that, and I'm probably not changing that anytime soon. But in the same respect, I've got a lot of right-leaning beliefs these days, so I'm a very centrist guy, and I feel like this is the point of talking. I can see things in two different fucking windows, and I'm seeing things through this left window, and it's people like Zero and what I used to be, where we can't communicate, and now we're getting our asses kicked in elections.
I've been on the outside looking in, but we're not getting our ass kicked because we've infiltrated the Republicans.
This is true. We've changed that party. Haha.
It is.
It was a big psyop. All right, let's get back to. I'm sorry, we went through a lot. Let's get to some of these Biden pardons. We'll go back to the.
Oh God.
We'll go back.
Things he said he wasn't gonna do.
We'll go back to the Trump policy because there's still a lot of Trump policies we haven't gone over, but it's fucking 2 hours into the show. We're gonna talk about some pardons. So. Before he left office, Biden threw in some last minute. First off, I don't even think it was Biden. I think it was some fucking secretary.
It was the handlers.
The handlers. Yeah.
Some fucking secretary came in there and held his hand, and said, "Sign this and this and this and it." I don't really honestly think he read any of this shit. He pardoned preemptively the members of Congress who served on the Select Committee to investigate the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol.
Yeah, there were like 8 people.
These people included Benny Thompson, Joe Lofgren, Adam Schiff, Pete Aguilar, Stephanie Murphy, Jamie Raskin, Elaine Luria, Liz Cheney, and Adam Kissinger.
Yeah.
He pardoned Dr. Anthony Fauci.
Mm-hmm.
This pardon covers everything he's done from 2014 to today.
And General Milley.
General Milley, that pardon also covers 2014 to today. The members of his family from 14 to today.
What do you want?
James Biden, Sarah Biden, Valerie Biden, Joe Owens, Francis Biden.
Right.
These were all preemptive pardons. These were all people preemptively. Everybody else now I'm going to talk about has been serving jail sentences. So preemptively pardoning, by the way, I think is telling on yourself.
A pardon is admitting guilt.
I think that's telling on yourself, bro. Why are you preempting?
It is.
Why are you?
A pardon is literally legally admitting guilt.
How come he didn't pardon himself?
Good question.
And they didn't remind him of that. They forgot.
How come he didn't pardon himself?
Because he wasn't the one really creating the document.
But I did actually see something interesting. What was Biden's family's name that he pardoned again?
He Biden he
His
did
brother.
James, Sarah, Valerie, John Owens, Valerie's husband, and Francis Biden.
I
nowhere.
saw something. Oh, right. So I saw something about so if you look into Valerie Biden, she is actually the vice chair of the University of Delaware. And they get lots of federal funny money.
Ha!
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's just a whole. It really is the Biden crime family.
The Biden financial crime syndicate.
Shit. I mean, they weren't doing anything worse than Nancy Pelosi. So, like, honestly, like, whatever. But still crooks.
Nancy Pelosi's a fucking big piece of shit
She's a
herself.
big pin traitor. She Queen Pelosi. Come on, man.
Yeah, it's easy to do that when you control it.
True.
He pardoned Gerald Lundergan, who was convicted of providing illegal corporate contributions to his daughter Allison's failed 2014 campaign. He pardoned Ernest Cromartie, who was convicted of tax evasion. Pardoned Daryl Chambers, who was in jail for nonviolent drug offenses. He this one I don't fucking stand it off. This one I just don't get. He posthumously pardoned Marcus Garvey, who was a black activist from the 1920s convicted of fraud. What the fuck was the point in that? Is any of his family members even alive to be like, all right, like, what?
Look, man, dude's doing his best. He had to sneak some in there to emulate the good old noggin.
No, I think it's more in there as a distraction of, look, here's the diversity one. Don't pay attention to anything else. Because that's the only one that just doesn't make any sense to all the rest of them so far.
Well, we've got a couple. There's Ravidath Ragbeer, immigrant activist, was about to be deported.
He'll still be deported.
Yeah, he's still going.
Don Scott Jr., convicted of drug charges, who was the member of the Virginia House of Delegates. And then Kemba Prada, American prison reform activist, convicted in 1994 of drug charges. Don't know about that. I don't get that one. So these were useless fucking pardons. Basically, those last ones.
Most of those people I've never even heard of.
Just party favors. These are just party favors. Biden's favorite drug syndicate. Okay.
It has to be something like that. Like they just don't make sense.
This is the dude that used to bring Hunter Biden his drugs back in college.
Hey, can I I want to give a round of applause. Adam Schiff, man, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you snake out of fucking everything, bro, but you do.
Yeah, that's true.
Bro, I commend this guy, bro. He is Teflon Adam Schiff. You can't get this man stuck to nothing. He is the most fucking corrupt piece of shit fuck that getting proven to be a corrupt piece of shit fuck. And somehow he gets out of it every fucking time. This guy is like the Michael Jordan of getting out of shit. He's
just dodging like Gumby.
Every time you think this guy is done with scandals, he's like, I got one more in me, bro, and he keeps getting out. Like, one of my favorite fucking people to watch, Adam fucking Schiff, dude, is a total fucking dirtbag. Should have been fucking completely roaded like decades ago, and somehow, bro, still here. Just fucking people. Love it.
Happens when you're a good politician.
Yes. He's one of the best.
He's an ass.
Definitely one of the best.
Another legend. Another fucking legend.
Nancy Pelosi, too. Fucking Can't get her on shit. There's a whole meme knowing that she's fucking the market.
Like common knowledge that Nancy Pelosi inside trades.
Yep.
No attempt whatsoever to even try to pursue that.
Oh, wait, hold on. Remember, it's not directly. It's her husband.
It's her husband. Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ. Blame it on the half-dead husband. That's fucked up, man.
Well, I mean, that's
That's like Jimmy
what
Carter
it is.
voted for fucking Kamala. You know, he was
Right.
very alive for that. He was very alive and very excited.
He was super lucid when he did that.
He was talking about it every night before bed. He was like, I cannot wait for vote for Kamala.
Yeah.
I cannot believe they brought that man out like a corpse in public. Like, think about it. How out of touch that was.
That was
Like,
awful.
yeah, this fucking dude is super excited. He's 100 years old. He's gonna vote for Kamala, and they bring out a corpse. They literally brought out a corpse.
Bro, that Anthony Fauci pardon actually bothers me.
Wild. They literally admitted that they poisoned humanity. Alex Jones was right yet again, and yeah, it basically just proves everything we need to know. Gain of research function, Wuhan lab, everything.
There was a guy, I forget, Pops. Do you know who it was? There was a guy who he was ready, bro. He had an entire case. He was waiting like a dog on a fucking leash looking at a steak. He was waiting to be unleashed to go after this fuck. And now he can't because he got pardoned. They had a whole investigation ready for him, bro.
Can't go after him federally.
Yep. You can't go after him federally. They can go at a state level. Yeah, pardon these nuts, Fauci. You going to jail.
True.
You going to jail, bud. You going to Texas jail.
Yeah. I was like, I wonder which fucking state would do that. Texas would do that. Fucking Florida would do that.
Florida, yeah. Old people, yeah. Fucking
DeSantis? Fuck yeah.
By the way, speaking of DeSantis in Florida, who would have thought that we had 11 snowplows ready to go? Wasn't that like one of the most fascinating pieces of fucking information when they said, yeah, we're going to deploy our snowplows? And I'm like, what?
Florida snowplows?
Florida snow? We got 11 of them?
Hey, Florida's been holding on to those for like, what, 40 years now? When's the last time it actually
like
snowed in
when your
Florida?
dad-
Last time it snowed, it didn't hit the ground.
Yeah, this is like when your dad has that tool that like he's been holding on in the garage there for like forever, and then he finally gets to use it. He's like, I told you, this is why I've held on.
This is the moment I've been waiting for.
This is the moment I've been waiting for. Time to shine.
You know those, and you know the people working on those plows every year were in there going, oh yeah, this is the year. It's going out this year.
Pull the daily maintenance. Well, they did it. 11 working snowplows. What a feat. Florida handles storm better than Cali handles fires. Look at that.
By the way, in these orders, he had designated Ansar Allah, the Houthis, as a terrorist organization. Loved that.
Yeah, well,
really?
Yep.
He had already done that. Biden took it off. He put it back on.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That was one of the first things he removed when he went into office.
He also he's designating Mexican cartels and gangs as terrorists.
They were before.
And yeah, weren't they?
Yes.
I could have sworn they were.
They were before, yes.
We got fucking the Houthis and the fucking and the MS-13 off the terrorist list before we got the fucking juggalos off that list. That's fucked up.
That's pretty
Wait, the juggalos are still on that list?
I'm pretty sure they are.
Oh, well, I have no affiliation.
I actually have to double check that. I actually have to double juggalo. Gang list. I think they're on a gang list. FBI gang. Yeah, we're still on the fucking they're still on the fucking list.
Oh, what? Yeah. Don't out yourself.
Well, that's crazy.
You're not a terrorist. What are you talking about?
I'm technically apparently a part of a terrorist gang. and we wear clown paint. Drink soda called Fago.
Yes, I don't and have never done any of that. Just for anyone listening out there, I've never done any.
I'm a proud member of the Miami syndicate of the Juggalo gangs. There's like 5 of us. We all hang out in a fucking garage and drink sodas all day. Come kill us. Dude, if not, we're going to be playing WoW for the rest of our lives. All right? Just put us out of our misery. I can't even believe that was a thing. In all of this, he also that a lot of these executive orders he put today, big fucking highlight: death of DEI, complete utter death of DEI. No DEI in the federal sect, no DEI in the fucking aviation sect. And he's gonna.
That's cool, but they put it in place to begin with.
Huh?
They put it in place to begin with, so that's cool.
That Biden's admin put them in place. Pretty sure.
Yeah. What I'm saying, Biden's put them in place.
He's getting rid of all of that.
That's good.
He wants to go back to merit-based hiring, just all across the board. He doesn't want these things to be even considered. He's also, in one of those orders, he said something about also fighting it at the private sector. So I wonder what that means. Let's see here. He did recognition of the Lumbee tree in North Carolina, of the Lumbee tribe.
Yeah.
We got a new Indian tribe. Yay.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the one. Defending women from gender ideology, extremism, and restoring biological truth to the federal government.
Normality.
This one is men are men, women are women. That's how that's going to be on federal documents going forward. So when you go and apply for your fucking license, you're going to have to figure that one out.
Yep.
Says it is the policy of the U.S. to recognize 2 sexes, male and female. These sexes are not changeable and are grounded in fundamental and incontrovertible reality. The executive branch will enforce all sex protective laws to promote this reality. No more men in women's bathrooms. No more men in women's spaces. I want to know if he could do anything about men and women's sports.
Yes.
Well, yes, because that was protected previously by Title IX. You just put something if that wasn't completely taken away, you just put it back in place, or you put something like it in place again.
Because that's the one I'm really interested in seeing. I don't want them motherfuckers in.
This one's actually a funny one because the statistics came out recently that what is it like? There's still like even through everything, there's still the game developers out in the industry is still 66% male, but like 30 or 40% of them of males identify as LGBTQ.
Wow, they must feel special.
Jesus.
This kind of sucked. The sports thing, the only downside of it I can see is that we're not going to see Dwayne Wade's son dominate the WNBA. I would be kind of looking forward towards that.
People would actually watch it.
I would watch.
People would actually fucking watch it. You might actually see a dunk.
You might be a dunk.
Come on now. If people were watching it, they'd be making money.
Holy shit. Oh, I wasn't ready for the football or the basketball fucking joke, but damn it, that was a good one. Yeah, we're not going to see Zelina Wade in the WNBA. Oh, well. There's Zendaya, some whatever the fuck.
But what this isn't saying is anything that it's going to prevent people from still wanting to go through with, if they choose to go through with that type of lifestyle. Because let's face it, it's a lifestyle. It's not a life or death thing that'll ever happen just because you feel that you're in the improper. But there's no way of feeling that you're in the completely improper body in that way. But come on now. But it's not preventing people from still going through with if they want to live that way.
To be honest with you, I don't give a shit about changing that. Like, if you want to cut your dick off and call yourself Lucy, that's your business. I don't give a shit about that.
Exactly.
The thing I care about is when you cut your dick off, call yourself Lucy, and then go and play in the fucking UFC in the women's fucking bantamweight division, and then go fucking shatter the skull of some actual woman named Amanda. I have a problem with that.
Right. Exactly. My ideal on it is I don't care what you do. If you really want to have like a sports league or anything, just create a specific one for if you want to have like a co-ed trans sports league, like do it that way. Why do you have to have encroach on what's already specified?
There was a pushback to that where people would say, oh, well, there's not enough transgender athletes to support a league.
Well, then that says something now, doesn't it?
Honestly, then, here's what my answer to that, elegant answer to that is to make an open league to where people that are signing up to that league are signing up with the expressed understanding that they're going to be fighting motherfucking transgenders.
Yes, they do have co-ed leagues for sports out there already. Like same
that
type of thing.
But if you have women's something, I don't want transgenders in that.
Exactly.
I wouldn't want it the other way around either. I don't want fucking a woman.
I'm also tired of hearing this definition of a woman is whatever wants to identify as a woman. No, a woman is an adult human female. Shut up.
Yeah. We got to get to that because if you're fucking on the side of the just transgender, if you're on the transgender side of that issue, no one's taking you fucking seriously. And they're not going to until you drop some of these things. You're giving up. If you want to be taken seriously, and I wish I had a gay person on the show right now to be able to fucking help me out here with this, but like gay people,
I can probably get one.
Awesome. Let's go. Gay people fucking didn't get the rights that they got doing all of this. I don't remember growing up and having like all of this happening around me where they have it now and how they have it now. I knew gay people exist. I was friends with a lot of gay people. I had gay people hit on me in high school. I thought it was awkward. We had hilarious conversations afterwards. We ended up being friends. Like we're fine. But it wasn't shoved in my shit. It wasn't like a bunch of ads and cartoons and media that are like guilt tripping you into like this shit. Like it's just, yo, you met a gay dude, fucking he was a cool guy, like now they didn't get their rights the way these guys are trying. The transgenders are trying to. Transgender people are going out about it all wrong. There's going to be concessions. You're not going to be playing fucking UFC with Amanda Nunes. Sorry, that's not for you, bud. Like, it's just not your space. I don't mind that they have rights. Let them have rights. Everybody in America should have fucking rights, bro. That's one thing. But women have rights too, bro. And one of those rights is I don't get to go into a women's combat sport and get my fucking shit smashed in by a person that was fucking Jamal something last weekend.
And it's not right. And it's also not even it's not even just people that are claiming to be trans. Like there's literally a story, just a recent story of a 15-year-old boy who he identifies as pansexual or whatever. He went on a raping spree.
That's insane.
Raping spree, and then not to top it off, his mother also went out on a limb to defend him for it. saying that the first person was a willing participant and things like that. But that's beyond that. That's just an awful mother. But
Well, you got to remember, a lot of these cases are mentally ill parents. Fucking
right, but so one of the cases though happened in the girls' restroom at the school, where it's like
That's fucked up.
exactly.
That's fucked up. That's what I'm talking about, bro.
This is the type of shit that this would be protecting against.
And thank God for it. Thank God, because where we were at before, you couldn't even debate this shit online. You can't have these conversations with fucking people without some fucking like pink-haired, labrum-pierced motherfucker trying to like stab you with a butter knife over it. It's no, man. Like we need to go
like a la Andy.
Yeah, basically, but like a gay version.
Oh, damn.
It's.
Oh yeah. By the way, we were talking about a gay person. You actually probably know them too. If I can get them on the show.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Recruit the gays. We're very big with the gays.
I actually am, dude. I don't have fucking.
He DJ'd and was a part of our scene for a good while, and
amazing.
Oh crap! I don't remember what he last went by.
To the gays.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with any of these issues or any of those people. I also don't have a problem with women, and I feel like
spoiler alert: some of the gays they voted for Trump. They this shit too.
Yeah, they are. They are because they get malrepresented.
Yep.
But I give a shit about women's rights too. And I feel like they get fucked in these conversations. And imagine that, like 2 decades ago, it was all about fighting for women's rights and getting them fair opportunity. And now we're fucking them over for people that are trying to pretend to be them. That shit doesn't make any sense. I'm for that. I'm 100% for that. Like a lot of these executive orders, I'm for. They got. Let's see. Oh, we got Doge. Doge is finally official. Love that. Which, by the way, who is there anybody else involved with Doge, or is that just Elon?
It sounds like now it's just Elon.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seemed Vivek is no longer a part of that.
He's running for senator of Ohio.
I wonder what happened there.
OH. No.
OHIO.
There you go.
Let's see. I think that's all the good ones. Ending radical and wasteful government DEI programs and preferencing. Yeah, we already covered that. Guaranteeing the state's protection against invasion. And so about illegal discrimination. Yeah, we covered. That's it. Holy shit, guys. We actually did it.
We survived?
We fucking survived.
Interesting, because I was going to have to be getting off soon anyway.
Dude, these were a lot of orders.
Oh, and I'm sure we didn't cover even like. There's so many more, I'm sure.
There are like. Oh, declaring a national energy emergency.
Emergency, yeah.
This is the drill baby drill bill.
Yep. But we did touch on energy and everything a bit.
Restoring accountability for career senior executives. So, hey, Brent, you helped me with this one too. Brendan added to it. It gives the president also the ability to fire the interns that were running the White House.
That's so good.
Since the Clinton administration, you know the men in black suits he was talking about. That's what this is about. This is giving him the authority to fire them.
Based, so much based.
Don't know why that meme just popped into my head where it's Hillary Clinton posting on X where she said that if Republicans don't want us to be don't want to be called creepy, gross, and all that. They shouldn't act creepy and gross. And then somebody responded, "Your husband, you
Yeah.
let your 40-year-old husband stick a cigar in a 22-year-old."
You met your husband, lady? Do you know what he was in the 90s?
Certified freak.
Creepy, gross, and freaky.
They just need another fucking baby blood martini. They'll be okay.
Oh yes, that's their favorite drink.
They just need another baby blood martini. Well, guys, I think we've reached the end. We did it. I don't see we covered immigration. We covered the TikTok. We covered the fucking pardons. We're good. We're back. We're back to the draining of the swamp and pissing off liberals again, which is great for content, by the way.
Great for content.
Amazing.
Look what it did with Andy. Andy just spent 20 minutes yelling at us while also saying that the cops, tried to shoot him while he was threatening our lives. So, like,
yes,
causation, correlation, lessons to be learned.
right, exactly.
Welcome back. We'll get that.
Oh God.
Oh no, we were just saying while you were gone that Andy was complaining that the cops were rough on him while he was at the same time violently threatening us and yelling at us and screaming like a man. And I just don't see any correlation with that anger and the number of close cops essentially that he's had. No correlation whatsoever.
No. Listen, man, he's a passionate guy.
He's a passionate guy.
Yeah.
Just gotta be smart with when you use your passion. Probably not at the police.
I'm still very serious, though. I share bloodline with Pocahontas, so until he suffers as much as my people, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah,
you got genocided, and not in a real one, not like the gay one.
Facts.
All right. Listen. The moral of the story is:
don't be a liberal. Just kidding.
If you do, don't be a racist.
Some liberals are fine. It's the extreme ones. The moral of the story is: don't be a retarded faggot.
don't be a redditor.
Don't be a redditor. That's good. Also, buckle up, Buttercup. Apparently, we are in for a long ride.
4 years, baby.
Like I said, this document took me all day to write, and then I went fucking home, and this guy's sitting here like, hey, you saw this.
I love that we could literally wake up in the morning and be like, what did Trump do today? Like,
he's literally.
That's what's going to be great about these next 4 years.
What?
That's what's going to be great about these next 4 years. We wake up every morning. All right, what did our president do today? That's going to be great for the content.
He's literally making Twitch better. He's making Twitch great again.
It's Trump talk, baby. It's coming soon.
Telling you. All right, guys. It's good. We did 245. Yeah, we're good. We did good.
Good work. Remember to follow us on all platforms except Reddit. Never go on Reddit.
Who goes on Reddit?
Redditors.
Subhuman gnolls go on Reddit.
Yeah, they're not people.
Don't go on Reddit. Reddit's a terrible thing. All right, y'all. Have a good night. Stay safe. Don't let the liberals kill you, and don't let the Republicans deport you unless you're supposed to be deported. In which go home.
In which case, just go home.
Just fucking go home and try again.
Don't call us. Let me in.
Don't call us. We'll call you. All right. Tom Homan sends his regards. Have a good night.
Good night, everyone.
Wait.